Hello, Charkie.
Hey, Cass.
Don't stand behind me. If you value your life, welcome.
Wow, what could possibly happen if I stand behind?
Well, someone didn't heed my advice. Welcome, everyone, to the Golgo 13 top secret episode playthrough, to the celebration of its... I can't do math. I have show jitters. I can't do math. Game released on March 26th, 1988. So some number of years ago, we're commemorating...
It has been about 36 years.
I'll take your word for it. So this is a game that a lot of people have some precious memories around. This is one of those NES games that people look back on and wonder, how the hell did this get past Nintendo? And the answer is that Nintendo likes money. And, you know, and Golgo 13 needed to be what it needed to be. We'll get into what Golgo 13 is, why this game is important, a bit of a history of the franchise before we get into the game itself. Because to me, this is a big one. This is a pretty important game in the history of games. I think it does a lot of innovative things. I think it's a very uneven game, but it tries a lot, it throws a lot against the wall, and how much of it sticks is open to, you know, is subjective, I suppose. But nonetheless, an interesting game, one that I have a lot of respect for. In fact, if I look over to my right here, I have my copy of it on Famicom. I have my Famicom cartridge here, and the Famicom box, and the Famicom instruction manual. I do not have a Famicom, but I just wanted to, you know, own this. There was a point in time where I was writing a major, massive article on this, and I might still, one of these days, maybe for the 40th anniversary celebration. But, yeah, I am something of a Golgo 13 fan, something of an expert, as much as one can exist here in the States. And so I have a lot of domain knowledge going to this one. What's your familiarity with a Golgo 13, with a Duke Togo, my friend Charkie?
Well, I watched the 2008 anime series. Not all of it, but I caught a fair bit of it, and it was really good. I've actually been watching a couple episodes today just to catch up again. Like, I just only saw the first two episodes today, but Impossible Hit is such a good episode. Such a good story.
Also a great issue of the manga.
Past that, it's been sort of just general cultural osmosis. I've seen some of the other games, like the arcade game, at least one of them.
Yeah, no, that's a fair bit of Golgo stuff.
There was... I swear there's one other thing, but I can't remember. But yeah, I'm not a huge... I'm not really versed in Golgo 13, but I really like what I've seen. I really appreciate it.
No, absolutely. I think it's one of those things that makes a mark on you, especially if you've seen the Professional, the 1983 animated movie.
That's what I was thinking of.
That's a lot of people's entry to Golgo 13. That famous shot of the CGI helicopter, one of the first movies, animated movies, to have a 3D CG animated sequence in it.
Yes, that is the other thing, because I've seen that helicopter sequence, and guy who worked on that went on to make Twinkle Nora Rock Me.
That sounds about right. But yeah, we're going to get all our ducks in a row here. As a matter of fact, let's cut to this screen here, where I've prepared a bit of a dossier. I'm going to give a little bit of a brief, a very abridged history of Golgo 13, leading up to the game, leading up to the Famicom game, which we're about to play. And I haven't rehearsed this. I have some crib notes here I'm going to read off of, but forgive me if this is inelegant, or ineloquent even. Takao Saito, born November 3rd, 1936, passed away September 24th, 2021. He was a mangaka. He was a skilled artist for his entire life. Since he was a kid, he was drawing. His first manga was called Baron Air. It published in 1955. He spent years like tinkering with it, rewriting it, until it finally got published. And when it did, when he got his first manga published, he quit his family business to focus solely on manga. And his family basically never read his manga after that point. Basically, we're like, well, if you're not going to work in the family business, then we're not going to condone this behavior of yours. You know, I think he landed just fine, though, making a career that lasted for the rest of his life. Mostly off the back of Golgo, but he had some other manga, such as Typhoon Goro, Devil King, and a 007 manga tie-in. And the thing about Takao Saito is that he is hyper detailed. That his art, he doesn't refer to himself as a mangaka. He refers to his works not as manga, but as gekiga, which is this ultra realistic, hyper action style for mature audiences. He wasn't making manga for the kiddies, let's say. If you want to talk about people who've been inspired by him, some people here may be familiar with Hirohaki Arakai, the artist behind JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, and I can guarantee you that man idolized Takao Saito. He is a mangaka's mangaka, if you will. I mentioned his 007 manga. This was one of his big breakthroughs. This was published in Boy's Life magazine between either 1963 or 1964 and 1967. So just around the time the movies were starting to break through. You know, bearing in mind that 007 started as a novel series, Ian Fleming's 007 James Bond books.
Just curious if you happen to know, is this manga based on a existing 007 story, or is this an original that he came up with?
Different issues would adapt different stories from the books or the movies. Like, for example, I actually have a page from it here. This is a page from the Live or Let Die adaptation that he did. You can already see, like, the hyper-violence here. James Bond looking like Golgo 13 would end up looking. You know, Takao Saito is a man who has a lot of different characters in him. He can draw, like, very detailed caricatures across his many works, but he also likes drawing guys that look like Golgo, guys that look like James Bond.
He almost kind of looks like a Golgo Lupin mix.
Well, that's the thing, is that early Golgo was a bit more lighthearted, not very, but he kind of like cracked jokes and smiled in those early panels in the same way that a Lupin would. But that quickly changed once he started to sort of establish his footing. But this 007 manga is important because it put him on the map, basically. And when a new publication by the name of Big Comic debuted on February 18th, 1968, Takao Saito was there to debut his Golgo 13, which would run in that magazine for years. In fact, it would go on to become nothing short of the longest-running manga ever. And one of the most published, most purchased, top-sellingest manga. I think the only thing to dethrone it in recent years has been One Piece. But Golgo 13 is known all Japan-wide. Like, this is the well-established. You ask anyone on the street, it's like this and Doraemon. You know, people are going to be familiar with these animes, even people who don't watch anime. So Golgo 13. Who is Golgo 13? Well, he's an assassin. What's his name mean? It's a reference to the death of Jesus Christ. Golgo is short for Golgotha, which is the hill that Jesus was crucified on, while the number 13 is considered to be an unlucky number. And Golgo 13 even has a logo, which is a skeleton wearing a crown of thorns, so I guess it's Jesus looking back on Golgo. Weird iconography, but the character's real name, supposedly, is Duke Togo, but whether that's his real name or not is...
I prefer a Duke dine-in.
Oh, yes. A Duke takeout, please. And unknown age, unknown nationality, hasn't aged a day in the decades of manga that have been written. And his nationality has been brought into question. But he's Japanese. Like, Saito has straight up said that one of the many virtues that Golgo and Japanese salarymen share is that both are capable of great endurance. Even the nature of their endurance is the same. They are both patient. Golgo is purely Japanese. So, you know, he's been positive. You go.
Also, every salaryman is capable of being a trained assassin.
That's true. They all have that dog in them, if you will. But Golgo 13 is kind of posited as like the Japanese answer to James Bond in a lot of cases. Even though he's not a secret agent, he is just an assassin. He's very cold-blooded. He has a code. You know, he has this like really like... he definitely has some sort of sense of honor. He never ditches a contract once he's accepted the job or accepted payment. He can't be shaken off his trail. He's often hired by like governments like the KGB at the time or CIA. But he'll also just take contracts independently, usually for like $1 million or $2 million. This panel here is him taking a job from a former cellmate of his by the name of Nelson Mandela. Canonically, Golgo 13 and Nelson Mandela shared a jail cell, and then Nelson Mandela later hires him to commit a fucking hit for him. So this is the sort of real world politicking that Takao Saito loved to incorporate into Golgo. A lot of intrigue, a lot of mystery, a lot of politics at play, and what if scenarios where Golgo is inserted into the political fray. He is known for making his hits with an M16, an Armalite model of M16, which many people will tell you is not a weapon a sniper would ever be caught dead using in real life, that they are not made for long-distance shooting in that capacity, but Golgo's just that good, and he finds ways to use the M16 creatively to make impossible shots, if you will. Sometimes he uses the full auto capabilities of it to shoot through bulletproof glass, where he'll hit the same spot, the same bullet hole, a dozen times over until one of the bullets goes through a sheen of the pane of glass. So he just does his shots are impossible in the same way that a lot of JoJo's stuff is impossible, but he'll still try to convince you with this drawn out, tortured logic as to how all these moves actually make sense and how it's all scientifically possible. Golgo 13 got that shit started. That's where Arakai gets it from. He is a character with a lot of idiosyncrasies. He never shows his back to anyone. He's always back up against the wall. You can't convince him to enter a car before you do. You have to hold the door. You can't hold the door open for him. He has all these weird things that he does to make sure that he stays alive and that no one gets an advantage over him. No one gets the better of him. Should also be noted that he satisfies every woman he has ever gone to bed with, despite his bedroom move being laying still on bed and doing basically nothing in every animated adaptation that he's been seen in. But apparently every woman goes absolutely wild for him. And even this official character bio is written to include the line, "At any rate, an amazing penis." So just know that about Golgo 13, in case there was any doubts. Golgo 13 was originally intended just to run 10 issues in that big comic. And obviously, as I mentioned, it went on to become one of the longest running things ever. So clearly, it was successful, massively so, and Takao Saito was encouraged to continue it. Subject to many adaptations. We mentioned the professional Golgo 13, the movie, which I stand by as being one of the best anime movies of all time. It first had an anime TV adaptation in the 1970s. Back then, it would have been a more primitive sort of slideshow style of anime rather than the 2008 one, which is more traditionally animated. Live action movies starting in 1973, starring Ken Takakura in the first one. And then in 1977, there's a Simon Kowloon starring no less than Sony Chiba, the maestro himself, as Golgo 13. So that's a big name actor for what is a big name franchise at that time. And with Golgo being so ubiquitous in Japan, one of the logical moves was to make a push into North America past a certain point, that they recognized that Golgo had this global appeal. And it took a while for them to get to that point to recognize what they had on their hands. But once they knew what they had on hand, you can bet your bottom dollar they're going to try to milk every last dollar out of it. So one of the first major pushes into North America is this compendium here. I actually have a hard copy of this right here, too. I'm holding it up to the screen while I'm looking at the cover on my screen. This is Into the Wolves' Lair, The Fall of the Fourth Reich. It is a graphic novel series, number 1. A beautiful, some pages are full color, most of it black and white. But this is an adaptation of an arc from the manga in which Golgo 13 dismantles some fucking neo-Nazi chuds, takes out an entire organization. And this is sort of the basis for a lot of Golgo 13 media. A lot of Golgo 13 media revisits this story arc and the idea of Duke Togo killing Nazis, because you can't go wrong with killing Nazis. No one's going to complain about a story in which Nazis are the people getting murked, getting gunned down. And this will play into some later points we'll make while playing the game tonight and while observing some of the other games that preceded it. But this published in North America as one of the early attempts to get people interested in reading it. In reading the manga. There were plans that if this was successful to publish more in the graphic novel series, to publish more one-offs, or to maybe find some way to make it contemporaneous releases with the manga's release in Japan. Not all this stuff materialized. It would take years for this to really fall into place, but we'll put that aside for now. Let's talk about some video games, because another way that Golgo was celebrated, obviously, was video games. Building up to the NES release in North America, there were some Japanese-only games that came out beforehand. The first of which is this 1982 LCD game called Golgo 13: Secret Killer. It's actually based on a space adventure Cobra, or Commander Cobra. There's Cobra is this other long-running anime series. It had this LCD tie-in game. They reskinned it to be this Golgo 13 game. But this is an early example of, like, video games are just coming out basically in the 80s, as we well know. And Golgo 13 was an early arriver on that scene. There were some games that are also not documented in North America. A trilogy of games released for the PC-80 and FM7, and probably some other Japanese home computers. This trilogy, developed and published by a company CSK in Japan, containing the entries Khrushchev's Ghost, Assault Engineer, and Out of Sight Target. And these play as very traditional text adventures with, like, very minor graphic elements. Like, this title screen is maybe one of the only graphics in the game, which makes sense for a game released in 1983 for a trilogy of games released in 1983. There's a few more home computer games, including Golgo 13 Moretti Ichizoku Zansatsu Jiken, which translates roughly to The Moretti Family Murders, which is a strange one. That's a murder mystery that Golgo has to solve rather than creating the dilemma. So rather than killing someone, he's solving someone else's murder. But that it starts to incorporate a bit more of the graphics, a bit of those 3D mazes that were in vogue at the time. There's a game for the Sega SG-1000, just called Golgo 13. People have probably seen this one. It's the one where you play as Golgo and you're shooting out the windows of a train to free passengers from it. But one game I really want to hone in on, I'm going to show an animated GIF from it here. This is the 1986 home computer game Golgo 13 Okami no Su, which translates roughly into the Wolf's Lair, the paperback I was holding up before. And as you can see in this shot here, in this sequence, some Nazis getting mowed down in first person. Love to see it. Some of the models in this game, some of the sprites in this game, some of the line work of the Nazis will make appearances in the NES game. This was a Pony Canyon published game developed by some...
I could guess.
From
the pony car stuck on the screen there.
Yes, of course. But it's interesting to see that this game that was not developed by the same people who would go on to make that Famicom game, but those developers would still take some of the assets from this, draw over them, as the case may be. But obviously all these games precede the 1988 NES game, Famicom game, that we're going to be covering today, which goes on to be known as Top Secret Episode in North America, but in Japan is released as Golgo 13 Dai One Sho Kamigama no Tasogare, which translates roughly to Episode 1 Twilight of the Gods. There is a squeakquel to it, but we'll get to that later as well. I'm hoping this isn't going on too long. I hope I'm not boring people with all this, but this stuff is this is the fascinating stuff to me. So apologies. Allow me to indulge myself a little longer here. Enter Vic Tokai. They're a publisher and developer that operates in the game industry between 1984 and 1997. They do a lot of anime licensed tie-in games, among a lot of original stuff as well, across arcades, across PC, across consoles. And a lot of their games are developed with this studio called Sun Seibu Entertainment, also known as Seibu Lease. They're a sort of sister company to Vic Tokai, where their actual programmers live and work. There's a great interview with a developer by the name of Shoichi Angela Yoshikawa, who sort of gave a lot of the dirt on how Seibu Lease operated. GDRI conducted this interview. It's really interesting stuff if you're interested in the history of unnamed Japanese developers from back in the day. But this game, this Twilight of the Gods, as it were, they knew it was going to be big in Japan, but what wasn't so sure and what they wanted to make sure of was that it would blow up in North America. They wanted this to be Golgo's great entry into that market. And so the promotional machine whirs up. You start to see ads in early Nintendo Power advertising this just another secret episode, Golgo 13, top secret. Mail away for a free issue of the comic book that they plan to launch. It's actually The Impossible Hit, which is one of the classic Golgo 13 stories. And they start promoting this idea called Golgo Mania, which I believe I have this Golgo Mania pack, where you can get a copy of that comic and the game if you mailed away for it. But let me back up a little bit here. Nintendo Power features it heavily, as it does, which is interesting considering that the game's contents isn't for kids. Even, in Japan, it's fully uncensored, let's say. There are some concessions made in the North American release, some things that are omitted. We'll get into those as we play the game itself. But even with those omissions, it's still a very graphic game for the time. And it's very narratively driven, so to see it feature Nintendo Power and to get such heavy promotion, like, this is like straight up issue number 2 of Nintendo Power, that I believe this 2-page, that's multi-page spread. I think it goes on for 8 pages. I just have the first 2-page spread here of it. But yeah, they really put the full weight of the promotional machine behind it, as a favor to Vic Takai. I mentioned the Golgo Mania pack here. Face it, you've got Golgo Mania bad. Really trying to like sell people on, yeah, you like that game, you like that comic book, we're going to bring more to you. Tell your friends, let them know, make Golgo 13 a hit, and we'll continue to deliver this stuff to you, is basically the promise made. Eventually, there is a sequel game to that effect, the Mayfat Conspiracy. Is a direct sequel to this NES game we're about to play tonight. This comes out in 1990, also published, developed by Vic Takai and an outsider studio there. But the push to get Golgo into North America mostly fizzles. I mean, people definitely played Top Secret Episode. Hundreds of thousands of sales in North America, probably, in addition to it being probably a platinum hit in Japan. But, the follow-through never really happened with the comics coming out, or I mentioned The Professional, which would have been a great movie to localize for North America. They waited until 1992 to do it. So that's like 6 years or after the fact, or I forget what year it came out exactly. Did I say? No, 83. So nearly 9 years after the fact of that movie coming out. And when it does come out, people are like, this movie is fucking incredible. Why didn't we get this sooner? Who's to say why? I'm sure like certain plans fell through, maybe funding. Who's to say? The point is that they kind of missed the shot on that, ironically enough. But Golgo 13 persists in Japan, does plenty well for itself. And eventually Golgo does start to make its way into North America in the 2000s, in the 90s. It starts to get more localized stuff. But, in Japan, it does just fine for itself. Takao Saito is a happily wealthy man whose creative ambitions are sated. Manga continues, has spin-offs, countless awards, that anime adaptation in 2008 to celebrate the 40th anniversary of the manga. Unfortunately, September 2021, as I mentioned, Takao Saito passes of pancreatic cancer. Factor to that is the fact that he is a lifelong smoker, and that part of his creative process while he's drawing manga is to dry his white out with his lit cigarettes, because he's always chain smoking at this point in time, despite being a diabetic diagnosed at age 48. He continued to smoke. Dude loved smoking. Dude loved drawing Duke Togo, shooting the shit out of people. Incredible creator. At any rate, an amazing manga, an amazing mangaka. And Golgo 13 lives on. It continues to be produced. He wrote the final story. His team knows how Golgo 13 ends. So we will eventually get to that point. It has not ended yet. But even when it does end, I assume there will still be Golgo 13 media getting pumped out. He'll still show up in commercials for various coffee gums, like this Black, which I also happen to have here. A full pouch of Black gum, as advertised by Golgo 13. So yeah, I'm a bit of a mark for this guy in this game. So
I don't know if that came across.
No. I may have sold it short. But anyway, this game, this Top Secret Episode we're about to play, is one that a lot of people have fond memories of. Like I mentioned, that, you know, it may not have made the full push into North America at a time where it would have been prudent for it to. They may not have had the follow-up, but people still played this game and were so compelled by it. We're so curious about this whole world that was being developed here that, you know, this is the sort of game that if you played it back in the day, it absolutely has lingered in your memory for the years to come. And we're going to play it now and see what inspired that fervent devotion by some people. I know, not to name drop, but Jeremy Parrish, GameSpite, has been a huge proponent of this game. I didn't realize that Carolyn Petit, who's a journalist I admire very much, she responded to me on Twitter today to say that this game is not bad, that it is an explosive, exciting, narratively deep game for the NES, which I agree with, of course. And I think they know that I also agree with them on that point. So it's always cool to see people show up and stand up for this game that clearly impacted a lot of people, and just how novel it was for 1988. And now's the part where
I've never played it, so you're gonna have to sell me on it.
And so now's the part where we play it, and I shit all over it. Okay, maybe not shit all over it. I mean, we're gonna be honest about this game. Again, I do like this game. This game is deeply flawed, but very cinematic. So we're gonna watch all the cutscenes. We're going to read all the dialogue. We're gonna try to follow along this plot as best we can. As drawn out as some of these cinematics may be.
Blow it up. Blow it up. Oh, that's not what I meant, but okay, you know?
We are just playing the North American top secret episode release. We may well launch the Japanese version after we finish this. There is a sort of bonus feature in the Japanese version, something that did get cut from the translation from Japan to America, beyond just the cutting of censure of content. Over the Statue of Liberty, a helicopter explodes mysteriously. This is a CIA helicopter transporting Cassandra G, a weapon of bacteriological warfare. Let's say biological. They blame it on the KGB. Someone stole the vaccine, though. A shell fired from M16 was discovered among the fragments of the helicopter. And of course, the M16 being the signature weapon of Golgo 13, it is clear that someone is trying to implicate our good pal Golgo in this conspiracy, in the shooting down this helicopter. So that's where we will begin the game.
Does Golgo have any discretion when he takes on a job? Is he ever like, nah, this one's fucked up?
He does like to hear out people's reasons for commissioning hits. So I would assume that there are some that he might not take just on maybe some sort of moral ground, or because he knows it's going to get him into hot water politically. Because he does work for the governments on occasion, as well, as mentioned before. Act 1, the Iron Curtain. So it begins.
Yep, that's me. You might be wondering how I got myself in this situation.
You okay there,
yeah.
Duke? He's a little nervous. He's a little shy.
No.
We actually have to press a button to turn him around. There we go.
Okay, I was trying to say, you hyped me up for so long, I can't perform now.
I'll read all the character dialogue, except for Golgo's. If you can read Golgo's dialogue, it'd be much appreciated. Give me some breaks from the reading I'm going to be doing.
Gotcha.
And I'm Maria Lovelet, an agent for Fixer.
What can I do for you?
Our people on the copter case have vanished. Someone shot the copter down, but a message the group left behind said it wasn't you. Well, that's good of them, too, to clear Duke right away for that. Apparently,
by the way, we're framing this man, just so you know.
Apparently, someone planned to pin the explosion on you. That's Golgo 13's famous line. There's so many panels of the manga are just Golgo 13 tossing ellipses at people, carefully listening to people. We've gotten our hands on a report from a man who calls himself Condor. This report has information on where the vaccine is. Because Condor knew this, it seems someone tried to put him out of business. Thank you. Condor's someplace in East Berlin now. We're asking you to get the people trying to kill Condor. Then, find out where the vaccine is and execute the leader of this mystery group. Our group had to know where Condor was staying.
See. Well, I'll give it a try.
Not exactly inspiring confidence. Yeah, I'll give it a shot. I mean, I can't make any promises, but...
Listen, I'll do my best, and that's all you can ask for, really.
So this is Golgo. Here he is.
Golgo's got mad hops.
This is what they call horizontal action. Oh, we got some bullets now.
This is a multimodal game, as they may say.
Now, if we press the A button, we will shoot. B is jump. Sometimes we want to do like a kick or whatever, so you think you'd hold down crouch and then shoot, or press A maybe to do that? No, you'll just stand up. You can't do a crouching shot, which would be so useful in so many cases to be able to do crouching shots in this game, but alas.
Now, is there a tactical reason for him to walk around barefoot?
He wants to feel every sort of crease in the ground so he can know where people have been. He can know if someone's walked on this path before. I don't know. It's just you get 3 colors per sprite on the NES. That's what it is. So you'll see me doing this a lot. That's me rolling my finger over B and then A to do a kick. Because there are instances where you don't want to use the gun, where it is more prudent to use a melee attack.
They really need to nerf Golgo's kick. Like 1 frame startup. That's just insane.
Let's check out the Potsdam station. Alright, nothing there.
Why did I come in here? Forgot. Oh well.
Oh, we can talk to some NPCs. Watch yourself. The KGB will be watching every move you make. Condor's people must be in some station. Bear in mind, we are in Berlin. This is Cold War. This is Russian interests still in this state. So, I knew that guy was a baddie. What was that?
I said I blinked, I just looked, and, like, there's an explosion from your feet.
Well, keep your eyes peeled, again, because something's about to happen. Oh, no! And it's a first-person shooter now.
Alright, get out the zapper.
This does not use the zapper. You need to use the D-pad to move around to keep track in 360 degrees. They call this pan and zoom mode, by the way. So this game is multi-genre. Does it do any of these genres particularly well? Not really. But by God, it sure shifts genres at the turn of a dime. You'll notice that we have life and bullets in the top left corner. You'll notice that our health ticks down slowly. You'll notice that we recover health by killing enemies. So if you're not constantly engaged in action, you will eventually drain. I don't know what it would be rooted in. Maybe something to do with... Oh, my controller wire came loose a little bit there. We're all good, though. Maybe something to do with like his adrenaline, maybe. I'm Dirk Bullet. Condor's been trying to get a hold of you. When you've taken care of business, you might try the Brandenburg Gates.
Mm-hmm.
By the way, it seems a fixer agent has commandeered a helicopter. Those KGB scum are getting a little uptight, so you want to go nice and easy.
Uh-huh.
Very good. Should be noted that...
I'm sorry, I was tuning out. What were you saying?
I got, like, none of that. Should be noted that in this game, in this localization, Golgo 13 is referred to as everything besides an assassin. I mean, that's what his job is. He is a notorious assassin. He's always, like, on the wanted list, except when the government needs him for something. But ultimately, he is a professional killer. But that doesn't necessarily fly. You don't want to necessarily make a game glamorizing a hitman in North America. We don't need to be here just yet. They're just telling me the hotel is full. Magic Meow is saying that Golgo's the guy who took out JFK. No, that was Alex Mason. I've played Black Ops. I know the historical documents. I know the declassified documents.
They used, like, real footage at the end of the game to show you that he was there.
Oh no! We've been assailed again. You'll notice that there's some enemies up in the air as well. They come from all sides and all heights, all verticalities. If memory serves, you want to take out the dudes on the ground first and then aim up. There's all these little tricks that you need to remember for this game if you want to survive, if you want to keep Duke Togo alive.
Oh, I noticed it's telling you exactly what kind of enemies are in the scene, too.
Yeah, so they give you, like an accurate count, for the most part, so that you know...
Golgo can take missiles like a champ, though.
No, absolutely. And bear in mind, he's using his revolver. He's using the Smith and Wesson Model 19. He is a quick draw artist in addition to being a miraculous sniper. So, could it be this station? Oh, hello. Golgo 13. We finally met. I'm Cherry Grace, Fixer Group. It seems an enemy sniper is to station himself in the television tower and hit Condor.
Gold? He's just really nervous around women.
It wouldn't do to have the sniper on the ground, would it? There's a helicopter landing pad near the station. There's an M66 in the copter. You'd better get there quickly before the KGB finds you.
I see. Well, I'll give it a try.
Perfect. You're nailing it. When you've finished work, stop by the hotel.
Yes, Mom. I mean, yes, ma'am, yes.
Aboard the helicopter, Golgo 13 heads for the TV tower. You ready for another genre shift?
Go for it.
Act 2, the moving target. And now it's a shmup.
Cool. My kind of game.
We still have the same bullets that we had on the ground and also our life from the previous level. And there's a death. To be continued.
Alright, time to buy the next game.
So, I want to quickly draw your attention to that number 2. You might think that refers to what level we're on. No, that's actually the amount of times we've died in the game.
Oh.
It goes up to 52. If you expend 52 continues, the game is over. Why 52? Because it's the multiple of 13. It's also because, like, an anime would have, like, 26 episodes in a season, I think. It's something to do with that. Like, each of these lives is an episode, or a chapter, if you will, is the way they sort of frame it. But, we're gonna jump back in.
So after 52 episodes, your show gets canceled.
Yes. They realize, okay, the pacing on this, the momentum on this show is dog shit. Alright, we get full health, but we get half our bullets. That's fine, though. I think I will manage with this pittance here. I really want to get behind this here. Use turbo fire on my controller here to take out some of these targets.
People are drawing the connection to Action 52 in terms of the number 52.
Golgo 52. Yeah.
But hey, also, I mean, what is Action 52 if not a multimodal game?
That's true. Really shift between genres in that game. Watch our playthrough of Action 52.
And has shmups.
It certainly does. Quite a few of those. But yeah, go watch our stream where we play through every single game on Action 52. You and me, Charkie. Somewhere in the stream archives.
It's on YouTube. As someone in the comments said, better than the AVGN episode. So hey, I'll take it. Yeah. All right. Let's see if more come from the right. You were saying earlier about Golgo 13 and women.
Yes.
And how he doesn't seem to do anything with them.
No, not one bit.
And I was... In the first episode of the 2008 series, there is a scene where he's in bed with a prostitute, and yeah, he really doesn't do anything. He's just lying there and just staring, like, with his same stone face. It's like, I was like, is he getting anything out of this?
No, he's doing it as a public service to all the women who are always just like, please, you don't have to pay me, just come back. Like, that's like straight up dialogue that women have said to Golgo 13.
Yeah, in that scene, the woman's like, you have to leave now. I'll cancel all my rest of my appointments for the rest of the day.
Like I said, an amazing penis. You know? I think the reason why he avails himself of the services of so many prostitutes, why he beds so many women, is the same reason why James Bond does, and the same reason why they both are gamblers as well, why they both drink and smoke. It's something that they live such a high adrenaline lifestyle. I've heard this explanation like given for like why James Bond does all the stuff he does, and it's because he needs to constantly like be doing things that spike adrenaline so that he can come down off of it and then prepare himself for the job at hand.
Oh, that's why your health always drains when you're not killing people.
Yeah, we're just that horny. So check this out. Sniping minigame. One of two in this whole game.
I really like
cool
that
graphic.
effect. Yeah.
So we are looking through the scope here. We're going to find our targets. We know they're stationed in one of the TV towers.
Count for the win.
Ah,
Bullet drop.
I think I see someone. And we press the B button, and now it just locks in place.
Oh.
He doesn't even know we're watching him. And I could just watch him all day, or I can press the A button to do this. And there's blood in an NES game. Perish the thought. The airborne hit completed. Golgo 13 headed towards the Brandenburg Gates. And sure enough, here we are. The Brandenburg Gate. And in case we forgot. You have anything to say,
Jumped
buddy?
up to read
Yeah,
a
keep
sign that
walking.
was really high up.
What is that? I want to see those statues. Oh, let me get a closer look.
It almost kind of reminds me of like the. This is a bad comparison, but the Green Mansion.
You go to Green Mansion, you might get a clue on where Condor is. This looks like a Green Mansion. This is not the Green Mansion.
Bad comparison, but I'm getting reminded of like the Clark Kent parts of Superman on the NES.
Yeah, yeah.
Walking around town in a blue suit and like moon jumping everywhere, and no one's like, "Huh, that's weird."
Golgo 13 always keeps his identity under wraps. No one ever makes him or spots him before his hits. Now watch me murk all these dudes in the middle of the street. Not again. This is gonna happen
you jumped over
all
that
the
bullet.
time. By the way, be prepared for a lot of these. Oh man,
would
we are
think,
getting
like-
rocked.
You would think Gogo would like stop trusting that cameraman. He keeps pulling out a gun.
Alright, we max out at 200 health, so I'm glad we went into that encounter and then came out with the full amount of health. Here's the Green Mansion.
Yeah, I see why they call it that.
What brings you to this palace?
I'd like to find Condor. He's gotten used to women now.
Okay, I'm glad he got over that phobia. I believe he's meeting someone at the Potsdam station. Alright, that's all the clue we need. Deep contemplation.
When you see a dialogue bubble that says ... what are you thinking? What are you thinking that it sounds like?
What is he not thinking about?
Nothing?
I'll just take it as just like a, that sort of noise.
Oh. Oh. Oh.
Whoa!
Oh.
Aww.
The best is when it's like ... and then exclamation point.
Oh!
Ah!
Moving targets, hard to hit. Details at 11. We will be going to a new locale sooner rather than later. Will it be meaningfully different, substantively different from this current locale we're in? Who's to say? But this is a globe-trotting adventure. And you know, the manual does behoove you to listen to all these cues. We don't need to be here, as I went to the wrong mansion again. All our rooms
Don't
are
have any
filled at
rooms,
present.
dude.
I'm afraid that we're not available just now. Well, I'll check back again the next time I pass by it, just to make sure.
Gogo's just a really annoying customer who keeps walking to the same hotel every 5 minutes like, is there an opening now?
Show me your
How about now?
passport. Just a tourist. There is a hotel near here if you value your life. Don't hang around this part of town.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Let's find that damn station. See, the kick is best there. Friedrich Street Station. No one there. I think Potsdam Station is literally, like, close to the beginning. Was the first station we passed by, all the way to the left over here. And of course we need to pass by the pan and zoom once again. These triggers will trigger every time you walk past them from either direction.
So it's not random, it is specific spots on the map where they will always happen.
Like, for example, I'm going to rewind if it hits again here, but Okay, no. So it does, like, as we clear this screen, or, like, if we were to go, like, inside or outside of a building, then it would reset the trigger. But we don't want to do that. We don't want to invoke that. Thanks for the tip. Here's a kick in the dick. Condor's people must be in some station. Yeah, we know. We're on our way. All right, this should be Potsdam.
Bel Temper Partio said, I legit thought they were random as a kid.
Nope. You would think.
I can see why you would think that. I thought that until Cass just said, like, oh yeah, it will always happen when we pass this point.
I'm Condor. I owe you one for getting me out of trouble, man. These boys are looking to eliminate you now. I'd be careful if I were you. I've gotten my hands on part of a file on the vaccine, the hideout for...
Well, shucks.
All right, boys, my mouth is sealed. Look, these guys, their hideout, it's deep in the Spree River. Well, at least we got that information out of him. That's the thing about Golgo 13. Not many people are left alive at the end of a Golgo 13 story. Yeah, I know, the KGB, you're watching my every move. You don't need to remind me every time I pass by you. Basically anyone that Golgo 13 runs into, man, woman, child, innocent, corrupt, they basically all end up dead. Anyone who figures out a single detail of his identity has to get killed.
There's an aspect to the Golgo, specifically the anime, since that's my main thing that I've experienced with Golgo. Something about it that I really like is the fact that it's so suspenseful. So suspenseful. Like, legitimately, it's like really tense watching it. But you know he's gonna win. Like,
yes.
That's the whole point. He is going to make the shot every single time. There is no suspense, but they still craft it in such a way that it feels suspenseful watching it. Like, even rewatching episodes I have seen before, like the plane episode, I was like, oh man, this is real tense. He's gonna do it.
Mr. Duke Togo, I believe. I have a message for you. Finally, this guy has what we need, by the way. A Miss Cherry Grace is waiting for you. She's in 702. We're just waiting here. Thought she'd be waiting for us, but I guess we got some time to kill.
Hello, audience at home. How are you enjoying my top secret episode?
Never mind. There she is. I've been waiting for a communication from Condor, but nothing's come.
They got him. He put this file in my hand.
The vaccine file, right?
Can you get a hold of some scuba deer and a spear gun for me?
Kinky?
And come back with a sheet cake.
I don't know. That's a pretty random request. Even if I could, it's dangerous to be moving around right now. This little war has just begun. Scuba. You know, Duke, it's such a beautiful evening, and yet, out there, Berlin at night, an Iron Curtain just doesn't seem right. This is the part in the Famicom game where she would strip down and show full frontal nudity on the NES. But you can see that, and you can see her health get restored to back to 200. So let the implication be clear here. We are having sex with this woman and restoring her health. Thank you very much,
it's like Legend of Zelda: Link's Adventure. That's all that's happening.
Sure. I mean, what was happening in that game? Who's to say? But yeah, that is one of the things that was cut for this version, is that you would straight up see, like, single pixel nipples, female presenting nipples on the NES in a fully licensed game, and people wonder how the hell did it get away with it? And like my answer was before, Nintendo likes money, and they wanted this Golgo 13 game bad. Like, make no mistake, they had an active role in courting Saito's people to allow this game to be licensed for the NES, and I'm sure they, saw the dollar signs in their eyes too. That Sega SG-1000 game is, it's fun. it's fleeting. It doesn't have like a real narrative. It's just like an arcade game type thing. But this is like a prestige game. This is something where like they knew they were pushing boundaries with this, and they knew that was a big part of the appeal of Golgo 13 was getting those adult aspects into the game in some capacity. Not like, you know, knowing what their audience was, knowing who their audience was. And, you know, in North America. Oh, you go ahead.
Although your life is still a 2 on. I was just saying you were getting shot to hell.
Well, as long as I'm killing people, as long as I'm prudent about shooting these people down.
Also, Johnny Baghead made a comment that I think you would be better equipped to answer than I would, or confirm than I would. He says, I could be wrong, but I feel like one of the antagonists from Time Crisis Project Titan might be a Golgo 13 homage.
I would have to think about who they are. I'd have to see like a screenshot. I don't remember offhand.
Yeah,
this is the Spree River we're supposed to go into, but
you need your scuba gear first, right?
Yeah, I guess I need to go into one of the mansions here. Is this the Green Mansion entrance, or is this just a Green Mansion, not the Green Mansion? I think we may have overshot it.
How can you tell? What button is go into a building?
Up.
Okay.
Yeah, I think we skipped the entrance. Let me scroll up. Oh, I should probably not try to do it like one-handed. Yeah. I should probably... Yeah, okay, this is the Green Mansion. Let's go back in here. I do have a guide open just because some of the mechanics of this game are arcane, are strange. Some of the progression isn't straightforward. What brings you to this palace?
Can you get a hold of some scuba gear and a spear gun for me?
Oh, we have it right here. Condor, Condor left something here.
Huh.
This palace is connected to the Spree River. Alright, thanks. Golgo 13 and scuba gear searches for the hideout. You ready for another genre shift? And a new act? Act 3? Scuba diving. Which is, you know, mechanically very similar to the helicopter. You know, but you do have ability to move backwards, forwards.
You're not in an auto-scroll this time, so...
That's true enough, but, you know,
more
point still stands. Sure. They just call all these sections, the walking on foot, the helicopter, horizontal action. As opposed to the other types of action being the pan and zoom, and then one that we will see shortly. I'm going to quick save here.
I was about to say, what about vertical action? But NES wasn't good with vertical action, if I remember correctly, right? At least not early on.
The problem is that
it
wasn't good at horizontal and vertical action, which is to say that you have to choose one or the other for a given game, which is why something like Super Mario Bros. 3 was impressive for a time because it incorporated both planes of movement. And that's also why it has all those like junk tiles at the edges of the screen as well, in the overscan area.
I might be thinking of actually like the SG-1000 in terms of having like real troubles with scrolling in one particular direction. Or just scrolling in general.
I mean, most of the old consoles had struggles with scrolling just in general with smooth scrolling. But, you know, the NES
struggles that I never overcame.
Alright, so we're going into this base here. If you hear that sound, it's because we need health.
Yep.
Do we want to go down?
We fantasy starring?
This is, what's the name of this type of action again? They say it. Action Pass Maze is what this is called. These first-person grid-based maze things. I need to double-check the map here.
I also have the map open for what it's worth.
When you see these walls come down, you need to toss a grenade to bust them open. You can replenish grenades by killing guards around the corners. That guard in particular was one of the ones who their sprite was clearly based off of one from the Okami no Su on the PC 80 and SharpX, all those Japanese home computers. There's a laser grid there that will absolutely demolish our health. So I don't want to go there unless I have a pair of infrared goggles.
You have to use a grenade both ways?
Yeah.
What happens if you run a grenade? Because you're about to.
Well, then we might get soft-locked. That's entirely possible here.
Are you soft-locked now? Because I'm looking at the map.
No. There's some infrared goggles. Oh. Where are we here?
You want to head... You're at point A. You're looking at the same map I'm looking at.
Yeah, this is for the first building, right? Not the second
Yes.
one on the page?
It is the first floor.
Right, so which way would I want to go?
What are you trying to get to?
The exit. Let's say point number 2 on the map.
I guess south. I don't know. You don't have any grenades, though, so that might be
Try
an
this
issue.
What we can do is we can
I
just
agree.
turn around. There, now we have
Okay,
grenades.
well, you know what? That works. Okay.
Well, let's go this way then.
Is there any reason to go to the other things on the... There's... Do you need A, B, and C on this map?
Well, I'm going to let you in on a secret. This whole base here, this is a fake base.
Oh.
This whole thing is completely optional and serves no purpose. That water
But those
section,
infrared-
there are 4 different entrances to 2 different bases. This whole thing is a red herring that we're in right now. This is literally here just to fuck with us and waste our time.
Did you need to get that
Nope.
infrared goggles?
No.
Do they carry with you to the next area?
Nope. As soon as we
Okay.
leave this place, they're gone. So you could get stuck in a loop of going into the same building over and over and over again. The secret here, if I can load my state, is to actually go down. Like right
That's why you
here.
wanted to save. Okay.
Yep, so let's go the right way and not waste our time. So when we come back, you're going to have to help me with the other building. The goal building, as it were.
Goal building. Okay.
Oh,
I
this
assume
is
we start on.
tricky.
I assume we start on floor 1 on that one, and not basement.
A safe assumption. I could actually really do with some people to shoot here. So I can recover my health.
God, I'm
Oh,
always
perfect.
saying this.
There we go. I think they shot me before I could shoot them, so they did more damage than I was able to recover. But I will get the better of some of these other ones. Oh. I could have shot that projectile if I was quick enough, but you do move a little slower in the water here, as far as the crosshair is concerned. Oh. Rear your ugly head again.
Prospector says the game seems quite ambitious, but can cause some headaches.
No
Maybe
doubt.
if only from the flashing.
Oh. Up, 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 up. There we go. Oh. Speaking of it being Jaws for the NES. And octopuses, oh my.
Golgo was contracted to kill all of these animals.
Yeah, SeaWorld has them on retainer. Okay. This is the correct building. We have a little bit of a section here. Oh. That should be a laser turret. These things can hurt.
Oh yeah, they seem to hurt a lot.
I fucked up.
Yeah, that's the end of that episode.
Let's see where it checkpoints us. I'm hoping it checkpoints us right at the beginning of that. Very good. Okay.
Yes, okay. If you were playing this casually, do you think 52 continues is enough to beat it?
Yes.
Or can you see someone failing?
It's enough to... The final act is really fucking tough. I can see people struggling with the final level of this game and burning through like 50 continues on it, just on its own. That's where I assume I'm going to burn most of my continues, as a matter of fact, as we...
Oh, you get a lot of life for killing those things.
Yep, but it also takes off a lot of life if we collide with
noticed.
it. This is basically the strategy for those. Every enemy has a pattern. Every enemy has something you need to do to best them. Most of the time, you have to just ignore the stuff they're shooting at you. You will recover more health for shooting them down.
This is a dumb question.
Yeah.
But that hovering thingy that guy was on, that's in Metal Gear 3, Solid 3 as well. Like,
yeah.
is there some basis for like some dumb idea that some military came up with? Like, hey, I bet this could work. It's like, are they based on a common thing, or is that just like
maybe the
same...
Nazis tried some of that technology? Oh, so I missed
Rewind.
the jump, and it would put us all the way outside here, back at the beginning of the underwater section. We'd have to swim all the way back to the base, to the correct entrance to the base, mind you. So let's not do that. Let's just pretend I made that jump. I don't want to abuse rewinding tonight. I want to mostly play this game on its own terms, but come on. Come the fuck on.
Seems like a consideration of time.
Yes. Ow. These little dick moves like that while there's like some weird sense of realism, I guess, that if you were to fall under there and end up in the water, they wouldn't be able to just climb out. There's not like a ladder waiting for him, so he'd probably have to re-infiltrate, I guess. But is that actually fun? Does that materially, like, does that improve the game to have that attention to detail, to have that, like, quirk? No, it makes it fucking miserable for a certain subset of players.
Right? There was an actual thing that... was... Did you glitch?
Oh, no, there we go. I had to find the correct point there. Have you come to help me? I'm Oz Wyndham. I was looking into the copter incident when they took me captive. These guys are not here anymore. The enemy leader has the vaccine and the file, and is headed for Greece. If you go through this passage, you can come out on the west side, but a lot of traps have been set up. You'll have to be careful.
Traps.
Alright, now,
Before I have to completely focus on the map, I wanted to answer my own question. It is based on a thing, the Hiller VZ-1 Pawnee, which is U.S. Army, actually.
Oh, well, we took a step forward and it dropped us somewhere. I'm really gonna need you because I cannot read maps. Yeah.
I think you're in the basement now. I don't know where in the basement.
Nothing to it but to start walking and see what happens.
I mean, the basement doesn't seem like it has much going on in it.
Yeah, I've never been good at these 3D maze type things. In fact, I'm downright awful at them, so I...
Well, you're on the bottom level of it, so... Okay, I see where you are. So, north. East. South. There will be an enemy to your west.
Uh-oh.
I'm sorry, you're east. There'll be one enemy to your east.
Okay, there we go. And then we continue down east.
Continue down east, then... But there's only one way to go.
The manual recommends getting the graph paper out for this, but the instruction manual also has some maps, some like not fully marked up maps. It actually has, the North American manual has more maps than the Japanese manual, which I have here, which only has the maps for one of the buildings. Unless there's some pages missing from this manual, which I don't think is the case. It has 19 pages according to my count, and it only has a map for this. Whereas the North American map. Also, that into the Impossible Hits comic that came as part of the Golgo Mania pack also had some additional maps in it too. So they were helping players out in North America.
Okay. When the path splits up ahead, when you see the path split, go right.
Copy.
Do not walk. Okay. Go left. Take another left. Well, you probably saw that was a dead end. Okay. Yep, keep going forward. Take a left and an immediate right. Another right. And blow open the door. That
can do.
And it is almost a straight shot from here.
I'm sure a guard will pop up every now and again.
Only one more. Okay, you're going to take a right at the next area where you can split off. So yeah, you're heading north. Alright, it's a straight shot now. There's going to be one more enemy on the way.
By the way, to shoot the guards, I just press the A button, it brings the crosshair on screen. I press it again, it shoots them. Occasionally you might have to aim left or right. There'll be some encounters later on that test your mettle here. But for now, Golgo 13 has passed through his adversary's Berlin hideout. He pursues the enemy to Greece. Thank you very much, Charkie. I literally could not do that without a helping hand.
Don't think we have any more until Act 6.
Thank God for that.
And then we have a really hellish one in Act 7.
Oh, yes, we do. Now, I want to say before we continue with the narrative here that, you know, sections like that, as much as I don't care for them, people really love their graph paper mazes back in the day. There was absolutely an audience that, like, ate that shit up.
Mm-hmm.
So
like
people would have...
Phantasy Star, Wizardry, people love that.
Yeah, people would have seen this back then and been like, holy shit, this rules. For me, it's just like, well, there's no signposting because all the walls are the same color. All these screens are effectively the same, you know, and so getting lost in it is as easy as can be.
Also, don't forget the Fester's Quest.
Oh, God. How could I ever forget? It's been a while, Duke.
I'm gonna need a custom M16. One for an electric percussion and push-button style.
You'll have it. As soon as I can get it, I'll get a hold of you at the hotel.
I also want flame decals on it.
Yes, that way it makes the bullets go faster. Here we are in scenic Greece. People here trying to kill us just the same as anywhere else. Wasting no time.
Yeah, but there's a greater sense of hospitality here.
Sure.
When they try to kill you in Greece.
The food's a little better, you know? What's that up in the sky? Helicopters that want me to die. Ay. You only have so many frames to hit them. As soon as they start backing away, your shots are basically all gonna whiff. Yep. Here we go. There we go. And we maxed out everything, so that's good. There is an Easter egg in this level that not a lot of people bother to document, by the way. Something that you think they would have taken out in the North American release, but is still in this version. We will get to it when we get to it, but first we gotta go all the way to the right and talk to some people. A while ago, I heard that a mysterious human skeleton was discovered on Cape Sunyon. It's probably not how it's pronounced, but work with me here. Asshole motorcyclists. And let's check out this hotel here. Mr. Duke Togo, I believe. I have a message for you. A Miss Tiffany is waiting for you at Herodes Concert Hall.
Oh.
The Herodes
I
Concert
don't even know
Hall.
what I was implying with that delivery.
I know. You're really feeling Duke Togo out here. I think you're really getting in his headspace. The Herodes Concert Hall is on the other side of the Parthenon. All right, so let's go this way. And rather than going, there's actually a passage here. You can see it in the background there. So we can go this way if we so esteemingly chose. We will have to in a minute, but first I want to go all the way back to the left over here. For something that is more trouble than it's worth to get, but that I would be remiss if I didn't show off here. First, let's do this sequence again. Oh! Actually, you know what? I'm going to rewind here because I don't know if doing a continue will fuck up the Easter egg that I'm trying to get here. So forgive me this rewind. There should be another guy on the ground that I can shoot. They give you the most health, which is why you want to deal with them first and then go for the helicopters.
I feel like showing helicopters should give you more health.
It's definitely more impressive that you're able to take him out with a single revolver shot, but Alright, there we go. Now a little more to the left. Oh, what's that on the ground? That's a strange item. I wasn't there when we first started this level. And smoking on an NES game. Which also recovers our health, of course.
Oh.
Golgo 13, a prolific smoker. One of those traits he inherited from his creator, Takao Saito.
You said I'm surprised to lift it in. I thought it was going to be like nudity or something.
So here's the trick.
Yeah, I get this smoking in an NES game is also.
We could go all the way to the left over here. And it's just going to be a dead end with a lot of fights in between. Let's do it. Let's just do it the way that a player would do it, I think. What do you have to say? What do you have to say, sir? Or how about you? You shouldn't be proud of clearing everyone out in rapid fire. You probably think so too. And we go left.
I feel like if he knows we're a killer, he should be dead.
Yeah, if he knows details about our life. Oh, look at these new enemies.
Oh.
Yep, Duke does not discriminate. He kills everyone just the same.
And considering the era, that's also surprising to put into an NES game.
These RPG guys
North American release of an NES game.
It's one of those things they couldn't change. I'm sure it's just so hard baked into this that... Oh, well, fuck. I need to pick a better position here. And then duck between every shot. Jump that one. Oh, fuck. Well, at least I recover like 100 health for that. Here we are at the Theater of Dionysius.
A long series of bike racks on the side of the street asks, didn't Snake also smoke on NES and Metal Gear?
You use the cigarettes, but you don't see him smoking them on screen. Anyway, that's all we came out here for, is just this. Can we go left here? No. So now we have to go all the way back.
Rewind, or are you gonna actually walk all the way back?
Let's go all the way back. Again, I want to convey some of the real-time pains of playing this game on an actual NES, because, you know, as novel as this game is, and something I do want to talk about, like, at length while we're doing the gameplay section, is that, yeah, this has some really novel ideas, but the execution, there are such obvious ways to improve so many elements of this game that the only conclusion is that they deliberately chose not to. That they deliberately chose to make aspects of this game frustrating by design. Invicta Kai, like, knew better. You know? Like, so here, this is where we need to cross over. This is what they mean by the other side of the Parthenon, or whatever the description was, the clue that we got. You would think that you'd have to, like, walk all the way to the other end, but no, it means, like, literally the other side. You need to go behind that whole route we just took. Which is, like, very, like, that's leaving a lot to the audience to figure out, to intuit from, like, a couple lines of dialogue, to read into the meaning, especially, like, when it's been transliterated from Japanese to English, you know, or even its original Japanese. I'm sure it wasn't necessarily, like, overflowing with details of what you need to do. And the maps don't include maps of these, like, horizontal areas. They're the mazes, the maps that exist in the manual are just for the mazes. Not for these sections. You don't get full diagrams of this shit. You know, at a certain point, maybe they expected you to read Nintendo Power to get this shit, or I don't know. The point is that there are definitely aspects of this game that are bound to alienate a more casual player. Like, sure, like, we can play this and appreciate it as, like, trafficking a lot of different ideas, but I think we'd also be remiss not to mention how poorly conceived a number of them are. Oh no! Duke!
Force a habit, sorry.
Someone has stolen your weapon. I'm sorry. A man...
Oh wait, I thought he shot her.
No. A man ran off in the direction of Cape Sunyon. Ugh! With the M16 having been stolen, Golgo 13 heads for Cape Sunyon. Here we are in scenic Cape Sunyon.
I don't know how to shoot people without my M16.
It's the only gun I like. It's my favorite. It's my comfort gun. Now
I never learned how to use any other gun, so it's all Greek to me.
Oh, apropos.
Good thing I'm here. Attack says A+ voice acting.
Thank you.
To which I say thank you and also shut up.
we are. What's over here? Now, some of the tile work here, like, it's good that there's so much variety of, like, locations here, but some of this layout in the horizontal sections is very confusing. It's hard to keep track of. The constant interruptions don't help. This is just, what is happening here in this section? Like, what is this supposed to convey?
Take out the NES card and blow on it.
Like, again, not to knock the effort, but ay. Oh, there's even a submarine we need to blow up with our revolver. I never knew submarines were so squishy, were so susceptible to Smith & Wesson fire.
You're aiming for the pilot in each one.
Oh, I'm just that good. You'll notice that there's some mines on the ground here. So jump over those.
Speaking of games with snipers. Oh, well, story scene first.
No, you can go ahead first, and then we'll go into the cutscene. Duke will stare at us. We'll just judge us in the meantime.
Sure. Okay, so Silent Scope.
Mm-hmm.
There was that boss that was, like, riding a helicopter, and he had, like, a teddy bear.
Sure, I seem to remember this.
What, am I wrong in remembering that if you shot the teddy bear, it was an instant kill?
That sounds right. I think all those bosses had a one-shot kill that you could do on them to get, like, the highest possible score. I think you're correct on that count. Well, hello.
Yeah,
Who's this?
I think it was the teddy bear. That's what I couldn't remember. And not actually the dude.
It's your line. It's your line. Thank you.
I did say it.
Very good.
Oh.
I'm happy to see you again. Since we parted at the hotel, I've had no idea where you were. While on another investigation, I managed to get myself into this country. A while ago, when I was doing some underwater research in the Aegean?
Yes.
I saw something like a water tank. Here's the scuba gear I was using. The water tank hatch is attached to the rear and looks like a dome. Alright, thanks. More scuba. Luckily, I think this one's pretty straightforward. There's no fake bases in this one. But yeah, the thing about Duke, we mentioned like how much the women love him. Like, it's a recurring trope that women will pursue Duke across the world. That women who work for government agencies who are otherwise like very professional will suddenly like fall like schoolgirls for him and will completely like abandon their posts just to pursue him. Which, you know, some will read, and inaccurately so, is being a bit misogynistic. Maybe that Takeo is a bit old-fashioned in that way. But, you know, you take it as it is. You take it as he was a relic of the 60s. This is character, that is. And in Takeo himself, too, to a certain extent. There are certain sensibilities that don't age particularly well. Oh, fuck off.
Given the fact that Duke really does nothing during the sex scenes, do you think women just view him as, like, a sex toy?
I would guess so.
Like, just a really good, can't say this, I guess, for YouTube monetization reasons.
Hey,
device. Adam and Eve, reach out.
Yeah.
You know what? Hey, Adam and Eve, reach out, sponsor us so we can talk more about this.
Yeah, yes, please, come back. We'll do Mayfac Conspiracy and we can get that sponsorship locked in. I don't even know if there's a sex scene in that game. I don't think there is. Ay, these guys are tough customers. I need to just keep scrolling to the right and hope I can, like, shoot them before they shoot me, basically. Like, these pan and zoom sections are novel, but, again, execution could stand to be a little better. I don't know. I don't know how to improve these, necessarily.
I know this is a bit of, like, sort of behind-the-scenes work that I'm bringing up here, but who do you think contacts us first, Mountain Dew or Adam and Eve?
Definitely some energy drink or gamer supplement grift type thing first. I say grift, but, you know, the second we accept that sponsorship deal, you know, I'll back that product.
Great.
You know? Till then, it's a grift. Oh. Gotta get past this quick. And kill some of these guys to recover our health.
Nebula says, "Right to Hell Retribution," sponsored by Adam and Eve. And funny you mentioned that. We're doing a Patreon poll right now for our Thursday game.
Oh yeah,
And
yeah.
Right to Hell Retribution is on there as a choice. So if you're a patron, if you're a Twitch subscriber, or if you're a booster on the Discord, then you have a vote on what we're playing in 2 days.
That is absolutely true. I accidentally looped this whole section because I went all the way to the right. I was not supposed to go all the way to the right. Like, obviously, stupid me. It's not like, you know, every other level or one of these underwater sequences, or every, like, sequence of the game has had the precedent of going all the way from left to right. I mean, I guess the previous scuba diving section did have the fake base where they taught you not to do that. But still, the point still stands, is that, like, a player's first instinct their first time around is always going to be just to scroll it all the way over. That's how you test the boundaries of a game like this. That's how you know, assume progression is. And the developers absolutely prey upon that fact in order to trick you and waste your time. But
a comment from Elvis, the Culture Advisor, right now, and something that I did see someone kind of mention during the intro. I want to ask you: has Golgo 13 ever had a crossover of anything else?
Yeah, with Yotsuba, the green-haired girl. Like the 7-year-old kid. I think there was a crossover there. Funnily enough, there's definitely like a panel or a page, some piece of official artwork that is the two of them standing. That Golgo 13 was an M16, and Yotsuba with like a water gun. It's very cute. It's very funny. What did I do wrong here?
Paula says Golgo did cross over with one of Saito's other series, Dull the Hotel Detective.
Oh yeah, that parses. Okay, what does the game want me to do? Yep. Is this the tank here? I'm gonna rewind so we actually have health to do this with.
It seems tankish. Oh. There it is.
Ay. That is not
I'm
specific. 5. You couldn't shoot those guns either, so like, what kind of player is gonna try that? Until they've exhausted every other possible option. Alright, this is the new act, by the way. Now. Well, here's another life. Don't worry, we have plenty. And I want to start with full health anyway. Let's see where it starts us. That could be a concern. Nope.
This would be a very weird... This would be a very weird manga if it worked like the episodes in this game work. Like, the end of every episode... Golgo dies. You start up the next episode. You start reading the next episode and picks up where he left off. He's like, actually, no, he didn't. Anyway,
it's like Aeon Flux, where she just dies at the end of every episode, and then appears miraculously in the next one, unscathed. Actually, no worse for wear.
That's kind of how Lupin started, isn't it? Like, he would just die, and then like there'd be next comic. He's like, yeah, it's fine.
Hello? Have you come to help me?
Oh.
I'm John Brudos. I developed the Cassandra G virus in the CIA research labs. The night of the explosion, I was kidnapped and brought here. Yeah, fuck this guy. These guys appear to be Drek conspirators. I don't know the details. The Drek conspiracy. The Drek cache lies at the bottom of the Aegean. It's probably maintained in an underground fortress. The Drek leadership wants to transfer the cache to another location. That's why they're in Greece now.
Uh-huh.
These people plan to use the man who shot down the CIA copter to kill Golgo 13. Me?
Mm-hmm.
All right, well, back the way we came in, I guess.
The Drek.
Yeah, so any guesses who the Drek are?
Well, I know the answer.
Yeah.
The Nazis?
Yeah.
Alright, so... Go on.
No, you go ahead.
No, you go first. I think this would be a good setup if you went first.
Bionic Commando is a game that did similar things about having a game where you're killing Nazis, and, you know, ultimately leading up to blowing Adolf Hitler's head up in a spectacular moment of NES violence. Well earned. This game is building to a similar sort of conclusion, let's say that much.
So they renamed the Nazis the Drek.
Yes.
So I have a fun fact for you. I have a fun fact.
Lay it on me.
Drek is a Yiddish word, and it means shit.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
So yeah, they renamed the Nazis to just shit.
Hey, you know, if the shoe fits.
Yeah.
But similar to Bionic Commando, they also have to remove some, more overt Nazi references in this game. But they, and much like the cigarette example, the pack of cigarettes that are left in the game, they weren't completely thorough. We'll see what that means in due time.
Yeah, they call the final boss Adolf Hitler.
I think we're just going all the way back to the left at this point. Oh, no, maybe here? Yes, there we are. Do you want to know what this guy's name is? They actually tell us in the credits to the game. There's a fake credit sequence. The name of this character is Fake Enormous.
Yeah, it makes sense considering he's so tiny.
The M16 and the women are in my hands. It looks like your tombstone's going to be in Greece. Golgo 13 pursues the mysterious adversary to Herodes' concert hall. Herodes' concert hall?
So was he just like, all right, bye, and then walked away? He's at the concert hall.
Well, he's not there at the concert hall, so I guess we're going the other way now. Oh, no, you're a bad guy. All right, now is the time. Now is the time.
Fake Humongous. Fake Humongous is actually a translation error. In Japanese, his name was Forced Perspective.
I may appear small, but if I take a photograph, now don't I appear huge, ginormous even? Magic Meow is asking, is he meant to be an odd job pastiche? Wouldn't surprise me. You know, Golgo 13, the manga, is filled with, like, oddball characters that appear, like, once, you know, in a given, like, story, then quickly disappear. There's not a lot of recurring characters in Golgo 13 stories. I think we're going all the way left this time now to the place we went to the first time and there was nothing there. I bet there's something there this time. Yeah, I tried to avoid this guy.
Thank you.
I can breathe again. So, something interesting that's going to come up is that there's going to be... There's not a lot of recurring characters in the Golgo 13 mythos. Well, let's see where it starts me from.
Including Duke Togo, rest in peace.
Yep. But there are characters who, oh my god, all the way back here, no thanks. How about, for time's sake, and I'll just play better. But there are characters who definitely, like, are notable, who have, like, stories and who have histories that are told in the course of, like, the single stories they appear in. And one of them is Spartacus, who is another professional, another hitman, that Duke actually goes on to show, like, some amount of, like, respect for. They have to go to, like, they have to duel to the death because Spartacus is contracted to try and kill Duke, but no one can kill Duke. No one can kill Golgo 13. There's actually an episode of the 2008 anime that adapts that story. And so Spartacus is a fully fleshed out character in that. I fucked up when I jumped
right into that.
Yep. But, this game attempting to be like a sort of best of, trying to converge multiple different Golgo 13 stories or roll multiple different characters into this singular tale. We're gonna meet Spartacus in this and have our duel with him right here, right now.
Good dodging, by the way, right there.
Wait, no. All right, never mind. I guess that was just a...
He has a tummy ache. He's homesick. Come back tomorrow.
Guess we're going all the way back now. Yeah, you would assume that this was like the one place that didn't have something going on, that didn't have anything happening in it the first time that we came through this part of Greece, but nope. It's just nothing. It's literally just a red herring. It's just there to be out of the way enough that it's a pain in the ass to get there, but also to never pay off. Wasteful design. Alright, let's try... Wait, no, this isn't right, though. Return left. Oh my god, you know what?
Guy too.
I know what I fucked up. I know what I forgot to do.
Did you get to talk to one specific person?
Yes. This is the other annoying thing about this game, is that it doesn't always tell you what you need to do, where you need to go at any moment. In fact, it gets off on not telling you what you need to do and where you need to go. It'll give you, like, vague hints towards it. It'll tell you, like, this is your objective, but you don't know all the requirements. You don't know all the steps you need to do to actually trigger those events. So, that being said, we're going back to the fucking hotel that we started the level in front of, that I, for some reason, did not think to go inside of. And that will activate the next trigger that allows me to go back the way we just went, and... Oh, wait, no, this is the concert... Oh my god, this is so fucking impossible to navigate. Okay. Where am I going? What am I doing?
The impossible bit.
Like, this is the shit that kills me with this game. Not in the literal sense, I'm doing okay at these shooting sections, but, like, this amount of, like, having to redo these sections every time you pass by them. Not collecting $200. Only collecting 200 health.
Okay, what's the last thing that we did?
Look, here's what I need to do, is I need to go back this way, maybe? No, I need to get to the hotel. How do I get back to the hotel? Okay, I'm reading this guide.
Yes.
Rise in front of the Herodes concert hall. Now you must head back to the Athenus Hotel, return to the left, and jump up the steps to return to the right of the Parthenon. Oh, okay, here it is.
Oh, we're on the wrong side of the Parthenon, is that it?
A while ago, I heard that. Yes, okay, we're right on the right track. Yeah, this is where the geography gets a little fucking messy when you're dealing with, like, the up and down, where it's a horizontal scrolling game, but there's also, like, some amount of verticality in terms of, like, parallel paths and stuff. This is where we need to be. Telegram. Mr. Duke Togo, I believe. I have a message for you. A Miss Eve Christie is waiting for you. She's in 704. Did you make a sound there or didn't get picked up on me?
Oh, I meant to say, mmm.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
You okay, lady?
Golgo 13.
Ah.
I am Eve Christie. I've come from Fixer with an urgent communication from Cherry Grace. It seems Cherry has been captured by Drek. Based on a signal from Cherry's transmitter, we placed the enemy hideout in the Aegean Sea, in the vicinity of Deros Island. Oz Wyndham is getting the copter ready. Tomorrow, please go to the Dionysius Theater.
Oh.
But there's nothing you can do tonight. Why don't we do something for ourselves? I mean, it's always work for us, isn't it? We should enjoy the few moments in life that we do have away from it all. Sometimes, when I think about all the risks I take, I wonder that I'm still alive. Anyway, I'm still in one piece. And let's get our health filled up, why don't we?
Sorry, I'm sleepy. Good night.
No, really, just the bed, thank you. Just... Take a moment to reflect on that. Really think about it. Is there a continental breakfast? Really go for a bagel right now. Enjoy your nightcap, Mr. Duke Togo? Mr. Duke Togo, I believe I have a message for you.
I had to double take at the screen to make sure. I was like, what?
Your friend went out somewhere just a while ago. The Dionysius Theater is to the left of the Parthenon. Alright. Now we can go to the place that we need to go to.
I need to head to the Dionysius Theater.
Alright, so up. Up. And now all the way. Nope, not up there. Just left, Duke. Fourth time's the charm. Doing some sick moves as I scroll across. Yeah, I know. I'm not proud of it. I do think so too. Thank you very much for the guilt trip, sir. Make me rethink this whole assassin thing, but I still have a job to do. I gotta finish one last job. Ay. These femme fatales, these ladies are... Maybe this guy won't shoot me. Yeah, there we go. If I just edge the screen like this, I can catch him unawares.
Now we're gonna get demonetized if you just keep talking like that.
Wait, what am I doing? I can just sneak right past them. There we go. Who might you be? I've been expecting you. My name's Spartacus. I've been hired to kill you. Can you beat my submachine gun? Alright. This is not a real maze section, it's just... they are actually... There we go. Job well done. That was the fight with Spartacus.
And made a whole episode of the anime about that.
Golgo 13. Are you alright? Eve probably told you that I've gotten the copter ready.
Have you heard anything about the guy who got my weapon?
No, I haven't.
Let's see. Remember that scene in Kung Pao Aaron the Fist where like the two characters are like, yeah, wee, back and forth?
Look where we're back to now. Shooting in the skies over Greece.
I don't know how the perspective of that works, that you're shooting at that.
It turns out I actually can't shoot the submarine there. If only we had a revolver we could shoot it with. If only I could just aim my revolver out the window of this helicopter.
I mean, I assume that's what you've been doing this whole time.
Yeah, I mean, I am using the same bullets I would use in my revolver, according to the ammo count up there.
Like, yeah, you're just flying, you're hanging your head out the window and just, like, shooting with a revolver.
He's a quick draw, he's a quick shot, he's a quick reloader, too.
He's fanning the gun. He's steering with his knees. That's what he's doing.
He's a man of many talents. He also has, like, a PhD in medicine so he can heal himself, is another canonical fact about him. He has a genius IQ, he has a perfect sense for mathematics so he can calculate every single, like, bullet trajectory for his shots. There's nothing he can't do.
What's the name on his PhD say?
Yeah, that's a good question. I think he just has a PhD level of medical knowledge, is the way they explain it.
Now you're aiming out the helicopter with your revolver.
Presumably.
Actually, are we using a revolver?
I mean, we're certainly not using our M16 because someone fucking stole it from us. This whole mission is to go get it back.
What's the handgun he's using again?
Smith & Wesson, Model 19. At least that's what it is in The Professional, the movie. The animated movie. It might be, like, any number of revolvers. Like, the thing about his M16, too, is that, you know, It's been different revisions of M16 over the years as time has changed. When the manga first debuted, it was like the original model M16, like an M16A1, which is a notoriously dog shit gun that every trooper who was issued in Vietnam detested it. But then, they came out with further revisions, ones that were more durable, that had better, like, integrity and capacity, so they, Golgo 13's M16s have changed with the times, and I assume his revolver has changed too, but it is always a snub-nosed revolver that he can quickly draw.
I Am Headful says, what a Gary stew.
Yeah, pretty much.
And this brings up something I wrote about years ago. I don't think it's on the internet anymore, but I wrote about how much it's fun to laugh at like Mary Sue stuff, but it's also kind of like not a trap that if you are a person who writes, like you should, especially like if you're a young person who writes in the modern era where, you're always on Tumblr and shit and reading about like Mary Sue's and stuff like that, it's not a thing you should concern yourself about. Because if you take any badass character, like a Golgo 13 or a James Bond,
inside the copter a bomb has been set. As the bomb is about to go off, Golgo 13 dives into the water. Just had to put that because we noticed that there was a bomb. That's another thing taken from another issue of the manga where Duke almost gets aboard a helicopter that has a bomb in it and quickly realizes at the last second, and it teaches him to never trust a helicopter ever again in that way. So it is another reference to the manga. Sorry, please continue. I did not mean to interrupt, but I
was just saying, if you take any like badass character, like a Golgo 13 or something like that, and you put them in one of those like checklists online of this is how to tell if your character is like a bad Mary Sue or Gary Stu or something like that, like, yeah, they're going to tick all the boxes, but you know what? It doesn't matter. None of that matters. What matters is context and the quality of the story, not individual traits. Johnny Baghead asks, so Cass, what other Golgo 13 games are there? I'm aware of the PS1 arcade Namco ones, but that's it. We did talk about that at the top of the show.
We talked about the previous ones prior to this. If you have a list in front of you, it is incomplete. If it's one in the Google Doc, it's only ones that came out before this.
Right.
So we covered those
for the sake of just recapping what those were, Golgo 13 Secret Killer,
1982 LCD game. Yep. Mm-hmm. Then there was a trilogy for Japanese home computers, which were just a text adventures. There was the 84 PC 80 game, or again just another one on Japanese computers that had like actual graphical elements. Moretti Family Murders is the subtitle of that one. There was the SG 1000 game, which was the scrolling one, or like the one where you shoot out the windows of a train. There's more to it than that, but not much more to it. Then there's Okami no Su, which is another one that's basically the 3D mazes from this, and some amount of text parsing. But then there's this. There's Mayfac Conspiracy. Then there's there's a couple of games for PS1 that are not really games. They're just like stories. They're just like adaptations of the manga with voice acting and like a bare minimum of animation attached to them. I guess I wouldn't really count those as games. There's also a pinball game on PS1, which is an adaptation of like a real-life Golgo 13 pinball table. I think it's paired with another pinball table, and it was released as part of like a budget line.
I need to hunt that down.
And then there's the arcade trilogy, which are all based on the same, like the first game that comes out is 1998, or I think it's 1998. That's the one that has like an actual sniper rifle peripheral that you put like your eye next to, sort of Silent Scope-esque, but it's all like very set piece driven. That game rules, which is why they made two squeakquels to it that basically just remix the levels from the first game in that installment. But yeah, those were developed by Ating, who you might know for other games. Those games are top notch. They probably capture the Golgo 13 experience better than any other one of these games. Then I think there's a Nintendo DS quiz game, or like light novel type thing, another one of those like weirdo, not really a game sort of things. At least that's the impression that I've gotten of it. And I think that covers all the bases, unless there's some Golgo 13 mobile game, some Golgo 13 gotcha.
Not seeing anything like that. Not seeing anything like that on Giant Bomb, at least.
Yeah, I was gonna say the Giant Bomb list and the Wikipedia list are both woefully incomplete for the Golgo 13 gameography.
I will say though that for the DS one on Giant Bomb, it says play mini games and take quizzes.
Yeah, there's a few different games like that tie into different like licenses that are really just they're kind of like the multimedia centers from the 90s come back alive again, because the DS was where all that sort of shovelware got dumped. You know, it's just something to mess around with on the train if you're a businessman. It's either Sudoku or Golgo 13, the quiz game. I don't feel like redoing the stage again, so let's go ahead and sneak our way in to another one of these bases. Oh. Luckily I have this up here that I can... No, wait, no. Actually, it's not lucky at all. That was all a trap. Oh, no. Well, as long as it starts us from the interior here. So, you know, for as much variety as there is in tile sets, there are a few areas that you will revisit that are supposed to be different areas, technically, geographically speaking, but is this materially any different? Is this substantially different from the previous underwater base we infiltrated? Is that scuba stage, you know, meaningfully different from the previous scuba stages that we have played? No, the answer is no. But, you know, the fact that you're going back and forth and shifting between genres definitely makes you feel like you're on a proper adventure, which is a sense of, you know, it's something that, like, you know, I definitely crave from NES games. Some of that, you know, Zelda back in the day. Like, you know, playing the first Legend of Zelda game on NES, feeling like you're really embarking on an adventure into a great unknown where you don't know what's around any given corner. There's something to be said for this sort of experience. Even if the execution is inelegant, to say the least, there's still a novelty to just being taken for a ride in this sort of way, if you know what I mean. Have you come to help me?
Oh.
I'm Oz Wyndham. I was looking into the copter incident when they took me captive. These guys are not here anymore. The enemy leader has the vaccine and the file. This all sounds very familiar.
Yes.
And is headed for Rio. The enemy leader is disguised as me.
The guy in Berlin was a fake then. You know a woman by the name of Eve Christie?
She's the enemy leader's girlfriend. These Drek people are getting out with their cachet on a seaplane.
These shit people are getting out. There was a seaplane then, too.
Cherry is likely being held somewhere in this city. She's probably got something on this. All right.
I have the map up. Okay. Go forward and shoot somebody.
How about I blow up this wall first?
Oh, okay. So stop. I assume you just want to get to the exit.
No, we need the notes and the, I think there's an M16 in here too. Or do we not get the M16
okay.
yet? But there is a file, to be
Okay,
sure.
wait, before you move forward, let me just check this real quick. See what it's... I'm looking at
Also, we need to find Cherry Grace in here too.
Okay, I assume that... Okay. I can get you to all the points on the map that aren't, like, pitfalls. How about that?
Alright, let's do it.
Alright. You're gonna go... Let's start going north. Alright. Go to that door. Go... Yeah, this works. Go forward. Uh-huh. Go through that door. Turn to the left. Gonna be a guy when you turn left. Go through that door up here.
There she is. Good start, good direction. Duke, you've come to help me. Here, take this key. You'll find out just who the enemy is. There's a file on this base. You should get a clear picture of the enemy. I'll be flying to Rio. Bye, vacation!
I want to go on vacation.
Alright, where to now?
Alright, head west. South and blow up the wall. South until you hit the wall. Move all the way down. Go through that door. Turn north. Nope. That was south.
Huh. So we're in the basement now. Can you navigate us back upstairs?
Let me see. From where you are, I would say it'd be quicker to rewind.
Let's do it. Let's try to navigate.
Okay. Head east.
That's a wall.
From C?
This is let me find a corner. Let's see if I can landmark it by like going around the perimeter. Here's a door.
Okay, stop. Okay, that door is not where you're going to go. Okay. From there, you're going to want to turn right. Turn there and shoot that guy for a grenade. Go back north. Oh. Yeah, this isn't what I wanted. You know what? Go all the way down.
Okay.
You'll get an item here.
Yeah, that fills us up on ammo.
Okay. Anyway, that's not where we wanted to go.
Back the way we came.
Okay. Okay, you're right there. Go through the door.
Okay.
All right.
I'm looking at these screens here. I'm just looking at like all these winding passages, and it makes me fucking nauseous. Not in the sense like like motion sickness, but just like to try and navigate this on my own.
Yeah, okay. Go to the west. Continue following this path. Get all the way down.
Like all the way this way?
Yes. There's going to be 3 of those doors.
Sure enough. Again, these sections like this are my fucking kryptonite. I get the appeal for some.
That's the way out.
Not for me.
Okay.
Now we need to find that file.
Yep. Just follow this path. Keep going. Enemy. Also, if you want to get your grenades back.
Yes. I certainly do. There we go.
Okay. Follow this path all the way. Be an exploding thing. Go south till you can't go south anymore.
Then west.
Yep. Then all the way north.
Ah, this is looking familiar.
Door. Now this time go north.
Like I see. Oh! Look at the bottom right corner of the screen. Look what we picked up. Oh wait, no. This is the exit. We need that. We need to find the book.
Okay, okay. So don't go south. Go east. Go down. Go through that door.
And then...
and now go south.
So we don't trigger the pitfall.
Yes. Now keep going south all the way.
Let's parse this so far.
Turn to the west. You're going to go through that door.
The Drek Empire will be resurrected here and reign over the world, but before this, we will oppose the unlucky 13, and we must wipe him out. So saith Smirk. All right.
Okay. I think you just go now. So
now we know they're our enemy.
Go.
I think I can at least do this. Maybe.
Okay. Well, you're going the right way. Just go forward now.
Oh, wait, no. Fuck that.
Stop.
Yep. I got too trigger happy. This is what I want to do. Golgo 13 pursued the enemy leader to Rio de Janeiro.
Did you not get the M16? Because there wasn't. No,
that's in the next maze, I think.
Oh.
Yeah, look at the next page of the guy that we're looking at. We're using the strategy wiki. Sorry in advance for this next fucking section.
Yeah, I'm not going to be able to look at the chat anymore.
Duke, I believe I've got an idea where the enemy is. It seems that the aircraft is headed for the interior of the Amazon. Apparently, the aircraft was built by a company in Rio called Fangbacks. Your line.
Oh, sorry. Fangbacks.
Thank you. It seems there is talk that there's movement to sell the Cassandra G vaccine. It's got to be this Drek group. By the way, I also heard something about a weapon you might be interested in.
Huh?
Well, this is Rio de Janeiro, apparently. Looks very much the same as Berlin from earlier, but don't let the Rio de Jaireans let us hear us saying that. Besmirching their proud city. Let's get the guys on the ground, wherever they may be. There we go. Now we can deal with the helicopters. Anybody home?
Jesus Christ, I'm trying to figure out what this fucking map is trying to tell me.
Yeah. You have anything to say, buddy? Nope. You're just there to throw us off the trail to let these guys get a cheap shot in on us. Confuse and distract us. These guys don't want to die. Bangback's building. Oh, this is a sight for sore eyes, a familiar visage. It can't be. How is it you're still living? I admire your skill in tracing your weapon here. All right.
Okay, we're here. Okay. Do not spin around because I will get confused. All right. Let me get back to... We're in Act 7?
We are in Act 7. This is the inside the Fangback's building. As Strategy Wiki says, this building is far and away the largest exploration section in the whole game. Spread out over 3 floors. The first floor alone is quite large.
Okay, so...
Read this. It says that our goal is to find the key on the first floor, location number 2, locate your weapon in the lowest basement level, and then return to the first floor to find the exits. Naturally, there's a lot of traps, such as pitfalls and laser beams.
Okay, I'm going to take you to the one item that it recommends, and then I'll take you through the items that you need to get.
Okay.
Okay, so go north 2 steps. Go westward.
Which door?
You kill an enemy? Oh, never mind. Go west.
All right.
Let's see. Keep going west until you can't go west no more.
And through this door.
And this is a straight shot.
Oh,
keep going straight.
New enemy type. Yes, there's the infrared goggles. Now we can see the laser beams. We can attempt to time. Is it worth going through this door over here, or?
There is an item that you can get. I think it's health. Go all the way.
Ow. Yeah, so the thing about the infrared doesn't make it so you don't take damage. You just have to quickly double tap your way through it. You will end up taking damage irregardless. These just let you know that you're about to get damaged. And dead.
Maybe the energy drink isn't worth it.
No, it is not worth to get that health when we can just kill these guys. So let's say...
Okay, so let me see. What's step 2 is to get to 2. Okay. So when you go through that door... Okay.
I'm getting us back to that long hallway.
Oh, I guess get yourself some grenades.
These guys don't drop grenades. Nope.
Okay. Well, you've kind of fucked yourself.
Maybe a different type of enemy will. This guy has grenades. Problem is, I'm gonna have to kill myself to go get them because they just have a completely random pattern, as you can well see. And the guy didn't even respawn, so
yeah. This is.
Tell you what, let's just go with our singular grenade. I think it's this door. Probably not. I've probably gone the wrong way.
Keep going no, you're going the right way. This is correct. North, you can't go north no more. East. Then east 2, you can't go no more. Now east 2, you can't go no more. Okay. Now stop for a second, I'll figure this out.
Tatir Relkar asks, how should an aspiring Golgo 13 fan get into the series? I recommend the 2008 anime. That is definitely a great entry point, and it covers a lot of the classic stories from the manga. Just wanted to answer that question in chat.
So, north, all the way. Hey, go east. Enemy up ahead.
Let's grind out on this guy real quick. Let's kill a Nazi repeatedly to get our grenades up and our health up.
And your health. Yeah.
And our spirits. There we go.
Okay, anyway, go all the way east. Actually, don't go all the way east. Watch for those things. You're gonna go to that first door on your right.
Ah, fuck. We are cheating here blatantly, by the way, because I don't want to fucking redo whole sections of maze.
Actually, don't go to the first door on your right. There's an enemy you can kill if you go all the way. That can get you some health back. If you want to grind out a little bit of health.
Yeah, that's probably a good idea. Like, this is a very easy trick to figure out on your own back in the day. It kind of makes items like the medkit completely useless. Or, like, whatever other items would heal you in a dungeon like this where you can just do this. And it really does behoove you to do this, especially with all those fucking laser traps being what they are. It'd be great if you could toss the grenades to destroy or disable the laser trap, or otherwise, like, hack a panel to shut them off. But,
You at full health?
yes, 200 is full.
This way works, yeah. Go south. And go through that door on your right.
Copy.
Turn right, so you're going northwards. Okay, take the first door on your left.
A key.
There's the key. Okay, now I need to figure out where we're supposed to go next, because now we have to go downstairs. I think.
While you have the key, it's likely that you're out of grenades. The easiest thing to do is walk through the west door and fall through this pitfall. Pitfall H. Do you see where we are in basement 1?
Okay, let me switch over to basement 1 map. Yes, I see where we are. Trying to figure out what the item must be 3?
H is the health drink. I don't think we need that. I think we need
if you want to get to your weapon,
yes,
you're gonna want to get to D.
D is the weapon?
I think.
Okay.
No, D is the pitfall that takes you down to the next level, which has your weapon.
Okay.
The bottom of this whole thing is the thing. So we are at H right now?
Yes.
Okay. Then we're in the wrong place because D is in the other.
Otherwise, head south. Okay. Fall through. Otherwise, head south. It's saying head south, so I'm going to head in this direction.
Okay, if you want to get more grenades, I guess do that one guy again.
That probably helps. Alright, we're maxed out.
Alright, going back to the top map. Okay. I assume that we're here, so we need to get down to. Give me a second.
Oh yeah, the basement has 2 disconnected sections.
Yes.
That are parallel to each other, or not parallel. They're like like stacked on top of each other, but you can't connect the 2. So we need to fall in a different spot. We need to understand the verticality. It's not just a matter of graph paper. It's also a matter of stacking the pieces of graph paper on top of each other for different floors in this fucking hellish maze. So
the easiest way to do that would be if we find point E. So that's actually, well, that's not that hard. Okay, if you're in that room where you just came up from, go south. I assume. Okay, go through that door that you see on your right. Go west, east main, sorry. East again. East 2, you can't go east no more. Okay. Go north.
Okay.
As much as you can. West, 1 step. You could go through that door. No, what? I said 1 step. Turn right. Okay. Go through the first door on your right.
Wait, is this the first door on the right, or is there another
Yes.
one here? Okay, yes, I just wanted to make sure. It's hard to tell with the perspective sometimes.
Wait, hold up. Now I'm lost.
This is the first door on the right.
Go north. Yes, good. That's what we want.
Now we're in the right
Okay.
basement. Okay.
Yes, now go south.
Yep, down.
Yes. All right.
Use up all our grenades as the grenade check, I imagine. Well, that's impossible. You literally can't have more than 3 grenades on you. So I guess it would have to be through this door. And I can get a few grenades here, probably.
I'm trying to figure out where you are now, because you went a little too fast and I can't follow the map anymore.
There's an ammo cache right here. I think I know
see.
where I am.
I think I know where you are, too.
If you can navigate me out of here, it'll be greatly appreciated, but I think this is the dead end.
This is so this is point J, then? No, that can't be right.
Oh my god, this shit sucks!
No, I see it now. Okay. Stop.
Okay.
You're gonna go east. No, I think you're... Wait, I don't see how to get out of this spot. I don't know how you got here.
Okay. I'm at this corner with the doors. If I go down this way, it's impossible to progress here because there's 4 walls.
Show... Okay, you're looking north. Show me what east looks like.
Door.
Show me what south looks like.
Another door. Nothing west. This is the dead end if we go east. This is the dead end if we go north.
I don't know where on this map that is.
I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to get out of this part of the map. I'm going to get back up a floor. And you're going to read the text on there and hopefully be able to steer me based on the actual instructions that they provide.
Okay.
To be clear, I'm very grateful because I would literally not have the fucking patience for this at all.
Okay. If you can get to the start of the purple area, then I can start from there.
What is the start of the purple area?
Well, it would be to the set.
I'm assuming I don't want to be here. That this is where we just came from. That, yep, that's the dead end at the end of the spiral area. Okay, do you know where we are? If there's 2 doors and a pitfall there.
Chat, help. 2 doors and a pitfall. What
By the way,
direction were the
we're
doors?
finishing this game tonight. I regret to
Yes.
inform you, so we need to. It's not too long after this. This is the worst of it, to be sure. It has to be this way, right?
Well, okay, I will say, if you want to get to where it isn't purple anymore, ultimately we're heading southwards. Huh. That doesn't make sense based on what I'm seeing in the map.
I'm
Where
seeing...
the enemy was?
Yeah. I'm
Which
trying some
floor
stuff.
are we on? Are we on floor 1 or are we on the basement 1?
This has to be above. There's a floor below this is the red tinted floor.
Yeah, but
We
there's
need-
2 basements.
Yeah. here's a ladder.
Okay, stop. I need to.
This is the endless thing. This is the one where it's 4 of these in a row that we can't get past.
Wait. Let me. 1, 2, 3.
So, okay. While you're figuring this out, and I greatly thank you for helping me out with this. This is the shit where when I say like a game can be bad, right? And still have merit to it. Yeah, this game has a lot of merit. This has a lot of interesting things going for it. But a section like this, find me a singular fucking defense of a section like this. I don't care how much graph paper you have. I don't care how much patience you have. When all these rooms look literally the fucking same because it's the same thing with a different color palette on it every screen.
Alright, I think I have figured it out. The problem is I think I led you astray like way earlier because I couldn't tell what this map was trying to figure out.
Even if you have graph paper, the shit's confusing. Even if you have a map that's clearly legended, like on a site like Strategy Wiki or Game FAQs or whatever, we're still struggling because there's just so much shit here that's overlapping each other. That's like floors on top of floors and pitfalls that go taking into one section, but this section doesn't connect to this section, so they're 2 distinct sections, so you fell into the wrong pitfall. You need to find the right pitfall to fall into. Like, just suck me from behind with all this shit.
Okay. God, this is... I see what is happening now. This is still extremely difficult because you're gonna have to make. We are fucked up right now. Right now we're on, or the red place was the final basement.
Yes, but it was the wrong one.
There's a wrong path. You will need to get there specifically from a ladder.
But we did get there from a ladder.
Which is a different ladder. One ladder goes to a dead end, and one goes to a place that is actually correct. That one gets through there, which comes across through here. Okay. I can... If we can get back to floor 1, or if we can rewind back to floor 1...
It's too late to rewind, unfortunately.
Okay.
This is the hallway with a lot of guards in it. Can you use that as reference?
How many guards were in there?
4. And then a grenade wall at the end. I have a hunch this is floor 1.
Okay. Okay, so stop for a sec.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, floor 1. Show me what every wall looks like. I see south has a wall, east has a
door,
wall,
north is ladder,
west is a dead. Okay, so... Okay, I see where we are. East. Head east. East again. North. East. Keep going all the way down.
I'm gonna go ahead and get a grenade again. Okay.
Hit south. Hit south. Watch out for... Yep. Or don't. Yep. West. All the way. All the way north. All the way. All the way. Now stop for a sec. This room. South. East. Down there. It should be a straight shot to that ladder. And then there's gonna be 3 grenades. If you just want to get your gun, you're gonna want to go north.
What is in that room, out of curiosity?
The letter K. I would have to read the map to figure out what the fuck
I got killed by that swordsman. Let's see what would happen if we were to continue from here. Yeah, no chance in hell. Imagine getting this far in this fucking hellish labyrinth, only to get killed by an enemy and have to start the entire thing from the top. Okay.
I have no idea what that K is. Or that thing down there is. Here's your gun.
Full health, full grenades.
Alright, we now need to get out.
Goddamn right.
So, it's basically where you came. So head west. Yep, then head north. Yep.
Ow.
Hey, there's enemies to the south if you want to heal up. 2, 3, and there's an item all the way down if you're so curious.
Health potion.
There you go. Okay. So there, west, there's going to be 3 explosives. Oh, no explosives. Okay. And stop for a sec, because I need to catch up.
Yep.
Oh, it's a straight shot.
Okay, cool.
Alright, now let me catch up again. Okay. We need to leave. So, west.
Yeah, I went west and then north.
Okay, north, and then east.
God.
Then north, you're gonna...
Go the only way I can.
When you come up against the next door, stop so I can get my bearings. Okay. How many grenades do you have? You have enough.
Yeah,
okay.
I have 3. I have the max.
So, head west. Go through that door. Go north. And just keep going north, and that's the end.
Copy. What a truly miserable segment of gameplay.
Oof.
Thank you, Charkie. Thank you, audience, for bearing with us. That felt like it took 2 hours out of the playthrough. Ay, ay, ay. Hey, it's Cherry, I think. It's hard to tell when all the females share the same sprite with different colors. When every character in the game shares the same sprites, the same 2 sprites, basically, with different colors on them. Duke, the enemy is escaping into the Amazon right this minute. After this, it's in your hands.
They didn't have a bathroom down there. Do you know where one is?
Reunited with his weapon, Golgo 13 headed into the Amazon interior. Act 8, all about Eve. Now, I think there's a few straightforward stages that we can just, like, blitz through at this point. There are 13 acts in this game, by the way.
Yes.
I'm Jeff Brown. Do you expect to go into this jungle? I guess. Don't you know what can happen to you? You could get lost in that jungle and end up dead!
I was looking ahead to see if there's any more maps or any more mazes. There kinda is one, but there's like no pitfalls or anything. So
yeah,
I think
we've gotten through the worst of it.
Clear. Yeah.
Again, God bless anyone who stuck with us through that section. I feel like we all grew together as an audience, as a community, by enduring that maze section. So this section has a neat little trick where it's possible to get lost in this jungle. You can just keep going left to right, and, you know, nothing could happen. You could just keep going around in circles forever. Or you can figure out that there's a passage between some of these trees at a certain point.
Okay. Do I not need the map?
No.
Alright.
This one should be okay. I'm good to navigate this one on my own. Just keep walking. I recognize it when I see it.
I'm looking at the manual.
Here
the actual scan of the manual.
We could go this way.
First of all,
and go around back to where we started. Or we could do something more sensible and go through here.
I'm looking at the scan of the instruction booklet for the maze parts. First of all, except for the very first map, all the exits are labeled exist.
Very good. There's a lot of typos in the North American manual, as it turns out.
And secondly, there, in very light pencil, there's some X's and some lines.
Yeah, it's a
And
proper
there's
marked up manual from back in the day,
Yeah.
which is adorable, which I love to see, archived and
Yeah,
preserved.
There's a little guide here written in pencil that says X equals trap, dashes equals laser. Did you ever use the notes section in the back of a
NES
instruction
manual?
booklet?
Absolutely, yeah. I marked those things up with like passwords and stuff. It seemed like the
I
best
never
place to
did that.
keep them. Yeah.
I never did that because I never wanted to like. A, I never wanted to like mark up the instruction manuals, and B, I figured that I would run out of room if I was really taking notes. If I wanted to take notes, I had like pads of paper around.
I used to straight up write my name on my cartridges, just to
I
make
never
sure there
did
was
that.
no mistake. All right, I think
I have
this
plenty
is
of cartridges
the
that
second
have
exit.
names on them.
If I go all the way to the left, it loops us back to the very beginning again. Naturally, we don't want to do that. We want to go here instead. Not quite as devious a maze, a labyrinth as the previous excursion, but it's been a while, Duke. Lady, I don't remember who you are. I'm going to be totally honest with you. I've met like 4 ladies that look fucking identical to you in the past 2 hours. You're going to have to tell me your name.
It's been a while.
I've been waiting a long time for a person like you. Lately, I've been feeling very sorry that I've deceived you.
Listen, there's no skyscraper here of a top window that we can live, so I'm afraid you're going to have to leave.
Years ago, Drek killed my parents. I tried to get close to the Drek leader, hoping to get revenge.
Hurry it up.
According to these guys, the Drek leader is still alive.
Where's the leader now?
There's an Amazon River passage that leads to the Drek base. I have prepared scuba gear and a spear gun for you.
Oh, hell yeah!
Yes!
You know what I want.
Baby, you're the one!
Oh, I forgive you.
All betrayals forgiven.
New characterization for Duke Togo, just way the fuck into scuba.
Look at all these other guys. Look at all these other scuba enthusiasts. Alright, very good. I almost welcome these pan and zoom sections now. It's such a welcome reprieve from the fucking, from the labyrinth.
Yeah.
Really makes you appreciate these.
Can't actually get lost in these sections.
Yeah, I mean, you can spin around in circles, but you always end up in the same place. There we go. Then we just keep going right. Do you think if the assassin thing doesn't pan out, Duke Togo could like teach people how to swim, teach people how to scuba? He could retire to Jamaica or something.
Then someone would jump behind him, and you know, you'd have to
This
get a new
music,
identity.
the sound on this screen.
Is this supposed to be a helicopter
I
around
think
here,
so.
or is that just percussion?
It's just this guy. It's his footsteps. You've always turned the impossible into the possible, but I don't think you can stand this place any longer. It hit the nail on the head. Okay.
What? I can't hear you.
Can you turn the helicopter off? Can you? Headphones, noise-canceling headphones. Act 9, Apocalypse Now. Fuck off. Did you notice that all these chapter titles or act titles are movie titles, by the way?
Oh yeah, I mean, I made the Spartacus reference earlier.
Yes.
What? Wait, let me go back and... I don't think this actually says what the chapter names are. on the strategy wiki.
Oh, blow this up. Actually takes more than one shot to blow up these tanks. Probably best to take out the helicopters first. The heliocopters. Or maybe not. Maybe I'll just find another tank. No, come back, come back, come back! Let me shoot you! Let me recover health off of you! Oh, there we are. Wonderful. Alright, more Drek base. Thank you for putting community sub out there.
Just felt like doing it. Like, you know what? everyone put up with that maze, so...
You're the real heroes. You're the real bad game Hall of Famers. Ow, something blew up in my face again. No, nothing to it but to blow this shit up. Ow, well. Let's see where it starts us from. I think it's just the section that we just died on. I think it started us... I think its checkpoints for the pan and zoom sections are the beginning of the pan and zoom sections, which is appreciated. They could have been a lot crueler about that, about the checkpoint placement. They could do the same sort of checkpoint they do during those dog shit maze segments. But they spared us that.
Oh, good dodge. For the first couple of
Yeah, well, you know, nothing gold can stay. Alright, just shoot these, just blow these up. Ay, ay, ay. Can't catch a break here. It's almost like this Drek group wants me dead or something. But, you know, this part of the game being so action-packed, not wasting time, just, like, sticking with the horizontal action, this is probably a good time for it. The game's probably burned through all its goodwill with the audience after that last maze. You know, I'm thinking from a design standpoint. You know what? Fuck, this game has no password continues. You have to beat all this in a single sitting. I mean, granted, you could, like, you know, you keep your console on overnight or whatever. Would probably be the way to do this, would probably be the move. But, you know, you get those 52 continues, and once you've burned through those, if you burn all of them in that maze, it's back to the beginning of the game for you. And that's a little cruel.
Like, that's how I had to play, like, N64 games back in the day, because I didn't have a memory card.
Controller pack, yeah.
Yeah. So, like, I remember leaving Mystical Ninja Goemon on for, like, a week.
Oh, died.
Like, thankfully, like, I had a television in my room, and it's not like I had to convince my parents, like, can I just leave this on for a week?
In the living room.
Yeah.
Don't watch anything. Don't record anything. This is just for me. This is just for me and Goemon. It's between us two. Watch out, he saw some paper airplanes at me. The deadliest weapon of all. Next, I'll fight against some guy who's good at throwing playing cards like daggers. Alright. Another dapper gentleman. You've done splendidly up to now, but I don't know how you've lived this long. Oh! Ooh, that's smarts. Eve, you have decided to betray us? Golgo 13 looking at us like, I don't know what's happening here either. It's your guess is as good as mine.
But wasn't that some shit? Helicopter in here?
The resurrection of the Drek Empire. Washing blood with blood. Warfare. We've had enough. You've killed my parents, and I've been persecuted ever since. Are you talking to me? Is this, I wasn't there for that. Oh, the Drek Empire, you mean? Okay, yeah. We're okay. Same page, sorry. This miscommunication. We hope that Drek will be crushed, but peacefully, we seek no revenge. I got bad news for you, lady.
Let's try to find a peaceful solution to this.
Perhaps the answer is somewhere in the middle. We hope for peace. In the distance, there's a copter. The Drek headquarters is the Alexander the First. Oh no! Now it's up to you.
Just another guy walks in like, telegram for Duke Togo. Oh! Oh, get shot. Please get shot.
Please, rule of threes, rule of threes. After 6 minutes, there was an explosion on the base. So long, Golgo 13. After 6 minutes, there was? So you're saying past tense. You're saying the base already blew up? Well, okay. Nothing to it but to do it then.
Hey, just letting you know.
All right. So I think this one is relatively straightforward. Oh, wait, no. Aboard the helicopter, Golgo 13 pursued the mysterious fake. The mysterious fake?
The mysterious fake got shot in front of us.
All right. This is a little tough to follow. And Jeezy Louise.
No.
Thank you, Granted, for the 10 community gift subs going out there. Welcome to all our new subscribers for the time being. See, you're being rewarded for sticking through this with us.
Yeah, feel free to check out the Patron Saints channel in the Discord to vote on Thursday's game.
Yeah, we got some poll options up. If you head to the Discord, if you're not already in there, or if you were in there but didn't have access to the Patreon Saints channel previously, now you do. Assuming you're one of the lucky people who got gift subbed.
Actually, while we're doing this, let me go ahead and read what those choices are for Thursday.
Please.
Right now, the vote is between Aliens Colonial Marines, a co-op playthrough, Limbo of the Lost, the point-and-click adventure game that stole all of its assets, more or less, Rambo the video game, Ride to Hell Retribution, and Superman for the Nintendo 64.
Yeah, that is a packed poll. I really outdid myself, if I do say so myself. Ow, well, we're gonna have to start the shooting Pits, Pan, and Zoom section over again. Luckily, we have 42 lives to attempt this with. Stand still so I can blow you up, please. Yeah, I can appreciate the fact that this is mostly a straight shot towards the conclusion now. Filled with more twists and turns and betrayals and deaths, as any good Golgo 13 story is.
Honestly, I think the last thing you would want at this point is for the game to be more labyrinthian.
Me personally. Again, well, no, I don't understand people who like those sections. I understand it's an abstract, but I would love to have a conversation with someone who's like, yeah, the best part of the Golgo 13, the top secret mission, or top secret episode, the mazes, they're the best. I love charting those things out, figuring out the ways to go, falling down all those trapdoors. To me, that is just exercising tedium to the fullest, but I've never been navigationally gifted. Like, if you put a gun in my hand, you tell me to shoot stuff, I got that part, I got that squared away. I am more than up to the task of that. Oh. This is the end of this section. The mysterious fake has vanished on Alexander Island. Mysterious fake who? Also, we're finally wearing a black tuxedo.
I thought that fake was the guy who got shot in front of us. He was that guy who
fake
said, like,
Oz Wyndham, I would presume.
Yeah.
Or maybe they're the fake Enormous. The little man.
Oh. You know what? I bet that's it.
But what's he a fake of? Like, what is he impersonating? We literally have, like...
Faking Enormous?
I suppose so. But we literally have
the mysterious
the
fake
fake,
as in his name.
The guy disguised as Oz Wyndham. And you know, not to spoil things, but there's going to be more clone shit later in this story, so... Also, look at these weirdly colored ladies, whose color palette is inverted a little bit. Are these robot ladies?
Drow?
I think we're going to lose another life in this section. Maybe not.
We still got 40 some odd lives.
Ay, ay, ay. Thank God for Turbo Fire. Thank God for, you know, turbo controllers back in the day are just the Y button on my controller right now. Oh, come on. The fact that everything does such variable amounts of damage, that there's like no accounting for like how much health you recover, how much damage you'll take from a given shot. It might as well just be random numbers at a certain point. Here I go kicking again. Of course, they crouch when they shoot, which I would love for us to be able to do. So clearly Victor Kai was aware of the concept of crouching and shooting. They just thought, no, Golgo can't do that. Make him do this kick move. Make him do this janky-ass shit where they have to roll their thumb over 2 buttons to be able to do any sort of ground offense.
You finally made it, friends.
Ow. Granatag says that crouching is like retreating. That's a good point.
Also, by the way, thank you for the raid, Nocturne Dustclaw.
Yes, thank you very kindly. Ow, I'm gonna cheat that. I don't want to die here. I don't want to have to redo any more of this level. Oh, come on. Let me just have this. Let me just get an extra shot in. So cruel, so punishing. There we go.
There you go.
Oh, fuck off. This is just mean at this point.
Nocturne asks, how's the game? I love Golgo 13.
We've enjoyed it more in the course of the hours we've been playing it for. There have been better sections. I mean, this is fine. It was just that maze that really soured me and put my brain in the negative mode. Act 11, The Godfather. Hey, what movie is this referencing? You have any ideas? Haven't heard of this movie before.
Goodfellas.
Here's Fake Enormous. Everyone's favorite guy. You finally got into this base, but you've always turned the impossible into the possible. But I don't think you can stand this place any longer. They love that line.
Didn't someone tell me this before?
Our bows will teach you what souvenirs you can bring back from here. Teach you what souvenirs you can bring back from here. Wouldn't it make more sense to say, like, our boss will give you a souvenir you can take back with you?
No one's gonna play past Act 7. We don't need to proofread this.
He's sleeping somewhere deep into this base. You won't be able to hit him.
And I'll show you. Yeah. Oh god. Okay, wait. It's not a real maze, if I remember correctly.
No, this one is kind of straightforward, if memory serves. Just a couple hapless goons for us to shoot along the way. As long as our reflexes are true and our M16 is held tight, our Armalite. Oh, by the way, you know something we haven't done so far in this whole playthrough? You know something I've been holding out on you? The pause screen. Oh. Wait, no, you can't pause in the middle of the maze. Fuck! Remind me when we get to a not maze to pause the game.
Unfortunately, the rest of this game is maze.
It's not. I know it's not. I know for a fact it's not. Alright, it's gotta be one of these doors.
Door you came.
Alright. Are you ready for a twist?
Yep. Twist Togo around. There we are.
In case you were wondering who Smirk was, in case this wasn't obvious from the get-go, yes! The person we are trying to assassinate in this game is, in fact, clone Mecha Hitler. Because, of course, Smirk.
No, Duke, that's your stage direction. Don't read it out loud.
Disappointed! I admire you for finding your way here. You've been reliable. How about it? Think we could make a deal? If we join together, this world will ours.
No way.
Goddamn right. Duke says no to Nazism. Refuse, you say? What? No greed? If you intend to refuse, I'll use the man with the M16.
No, that's me. Are you confused? Hi, my name's Golgo 13.
Act 12 in the Twilight. Well, that was weird.
Get a load of that, loser. Wait.
You can tell one is portrait view. That's you. That's your cues.
Oh, okay.
We'll have to solve this little problem. We can't have two Golgo 13 models in the world.
What the fuck is happening?
Alright, now we turn around. This is like the Spartacus fight from earlier. That we just need to be very careful with placing our shots and turning around to face him in time. I think I'm doing something wrong, though. I think I might need to, like, preempt where he lands to a certain extent. Like, if I aim here and then shoot him, or... No. Yeah, I think it's something like this. Except it didn't seem to work. If we die, we die.
Okay.
Well, I guess the clone Golgo 13 got the better of us. I guess they're the real Golgo 13 after all. We've been the fake the whole time. Alright, so I think it's something like... Oh. You jump to this spot. No, what's the timing on this? Let me practice this. It's supposed to be something where you have to preempt his shot. Is he gonna shoot me when I'm not... Yeah, he's gonna shoot me from behind.
Yes.
And
you
then
wouldn't shoot me in the back, would you? Ah!
And then I think he'll jump over me, right? You would assume? No, he's happy to keep shooting me in the back. I'll let him have this one. This round goes to him.
Point your sights on the opposite side and be prepared to shoot him when he lands.
Alright, so it is just a matter of... I know I got like a stun frame on him once from...
I think it's just like, hold ready on the right side. You're going to take a hit at least.
Well, you know what it is? I'm trying to turn right. I need to just press down on the D-pad. But only when he is actually jumping in my... Oh, this is so bad.
That's not how that works. I can tell that's not how that works. Like, he will always hit you... I think he will always hit you once on the left side, then he's going to jump to the right, and you have to intercept him. Yeah.
But what frame am I supposed to hit him on there in his, like, mid-air journey?
I don't think it's while he's in the air. I think you have to get it, like, right when he's landing.
This is definitely a spot where you can burn through a few lives. It's almost like this first-person action section really wasn't, like, cut out for this kind of action. That didn't work? That didn't work? Now he'll jump over my head, and I can repeat the process. I can whiff a shot here. God damn.
Right, load up Parsec.
It's just... There's gotta be a better way. Also, I'm gonna lose all my ammo. I'm gonna be fucked because I'm just not gonna have the ammo to do this section. There is actually a trick where you can give yourself extra bullets by draining your health. By pressing the select button, it takes 1 point of health and gives you 1 bullet for it.
He just starts spitting out bullets like... Bleh.
Like, see, I have 10 bullets here right now, which is not enough. Unless I hit every shot perfectly. That was not a perfect shot. Alright. I don't know what it wants. All right, I'm going to read this guide. He can shoot me 1,000,000 times for all I care. Your fake will appear and give a brief speech before attacking. To beat him, think back to your fight with Spartacus. After shooting at you, the fake will jump in the air. He will either jump over your head and land behind you, which he typically does the first time, or he will jump to the opposite side of the hallway. Put your sights on the opposite side and be prepared to shoot him right when he lands. Unlike Spartacus, you'll have to hit him 3 times. This means you can't afford to miss, since you'll take a good amount of damage just waiting for the opportunity to shoot at him. Great. All right. Okay, there we go. 1. I felt like that was right. I felt like that was right on the money. How is that timing off? Is this literally frame perfect? Come on. Again, cool game, a lot of novel ideas, execution.
Yeah, about to say, it's when he's landing, but not when he's fully feet on the ground.
Another trial survived. 2 doors. Cool room. Oh wait, that ladder there. Maybe there's health or ammo in this room over here. Or it could just be a bullshit soft lock situation where they make me use all my grenades. Who's to say? Oh wait, no, there's some ammo. Much needed ammo. And health. Alright, so full recharge.
And soft lock. No. No. Can you do the opposites where you can shove bullets into your body to heal?
Yeah, Golgo 13, and he actually has lead for blood. This is how tough he is. He chews nails for breakfast. Fuck this. Okay, maybe not fuck that. Maybe I need to attempt some form of timing with this.
Do you want to build up your grenades? Just in case? I really don't know what's ahead.
Can't hurt. And let's get full health too, just because I know those laser walls are coming, and I'm not going to be perfect on this. Whatever, I'll take that one. Oh, wait, no. I feel like I can get through this one. Maybe. No? Oh, there it is. Okay. Yeah, sorry, I'm just blatantly cheating. I don't give a shit. I don't have anything to prove at this point. We just want to get to the end of this goddamn game at this point.
Killed by paper airplane.
That's how I want to go out.
Alright, back to the fake fight.
No, thank God. We are heading towards the final act. I think there's one more scuba section. Then one more of these, and the final level is a pan and zoom. So, I assure you we are close, folks, at home. Oh, I almost forgot. Or you forgot to remind me that to...
Oh, pause, yeah.
Yeah, I'll do that after I kill or get killed. You know, let's just rewind a bit. Let me come back to this encounter with a clear head. Let me take a breather first by pausing. Music on demand, this cool graphic. There is something missing from this version. This song has lyrics. This is a sing-along. In the Japanese version of this game, there are karaoke lyrics at the bottom of the screen that tell you what the lyrics are, and if you sing along into the Famicom microphone, it actually scores you. So, that's all removed from the American version. But maybe, if y'all behave, if y'all are good, and if it's not too late, at the end of this playthrough, after we've beaten the game, perhaps I will load up the Japanese version and offer a translation of the lyrics as they appear on screen.
Now, considering the Famicom microphone, right, it's really only, like, binary right?
On or off, yeah.
Yeah, yes noise, no noise.
Yeah, and basically it's just like, that's all it can detect. That's all it basically accounts for, is are you, like, active? Is there sound? Yes. For now, good? Yes, good. Good. Point for you.
So you really just do it like people playing like Rock Band back in the day when they were on vocals, and they were really like people who were really serious about score playing vocals on Rock Band, where they just go I remember seeing a video where it was someone playing, I think it was like Message in a Bottle by the Police, and there's like one part of the song that's like really glitchy and like almost never registers, and he got it, and then at that moment afterwards he turned on the camera and he was like, guys, I got the thing, it actually got it, and he had it on pause. He's like, I'm gonna be able to be the first person to 100% this song, and he was just so nervous and shaking as he was like humming like as directly into the microphone as possible. It looked like he was being held at gunpoint. Just like furiously, nervously panicking as he like mumbles out just the tune of Message in a Bottle.
Precious memories. A bygone era. I guess that's, they're keeping it alive in Fortnite, except without the actual microphone support. It's just pressing buttons, pressing frets for the vocal tracks.
I mean, SingStar doesn't exist anymore either. Sony took that down.
What haven't they taken from us? What's left? Another cool scuba section.
Sad to think about it. maybe sad thinking about like, well, yeah, it's like all Sony games now are just like the modern Sony game. The God of War, the Spider-Man,
the Days Gone.
I mean, to be fair, I'm sure they're good games. I like Spider-Man, Miles Morales, but they all kind of feel the same. I miss Weird Sony.
Oh!
I miss Tokyo Jungle.
I went too far
Sony.
right, and it looped me back to the beginning of this screen, but I don't want to do that. I don't want to have to go around again. Let's just rewind and go up, which is where we need to go to end the sequence. Whatever. I'll take the damage. And then there were none. Alright, we need to get this health filled up quick as possible. Oh, well.
Oh, that's one way to do it.
Yeah, so here's the thing. At this point, the game stops being your friend and starts spawning you at the beginning of this section to make you do all the scuba shit again. We're not going to do that. We're going to...
Good luck.
There we go.
The guy did recommend getting as much of your health up as possible in this scene.
Yes, you need it as much as possible. You want the full 200 for the final encounter, the final showdown with Smirk. And I would be happy to go in there. Well, fuck that. I played that one wrong. Luckily, these missiles don't do as much damage as these weird laser turret things.
Wait a minute.
Oop.
Wait a minute.
What? Ow!
It's Merc of the Drek Empire, right?
Yes.
And Drek means shit in Yiddish. Do you think they meant to say schmuck?
Maybe. Oh my god, that's a lot of missiles.
Like maybe they did that and like they couldn't get away with it or something.
Grand Tag saying, Golgo 13 minutes before Cass starts cheating. I mean, you don't want me redoing the scuba section like a million times this late in the stream. Come on. Wonderful soundtrack to this final stage.
How'd I end up in Metroid?
Welcome, Golgo 13. The target you've been looking for is me. I am the latest in direct technology. Thanks to it, I, Smirk, continue to live. Here, my clones are lining up.
Yeah.
As long as I live here, Drek will thrive. I'll give you the vaccine, but beyond this, if you get too close to me, I don't think you'll live too long.
Is that all you have to say?
Yeah, you've caught me at a disadvantage here. If you don't get me in 3 minutes, a nuclear missile switch will automatically be activated. A device is supposed to.
Yeah, nuclear, whatever.
Alright, so that's Hitler's brain. Alright, I'm gonna have a hard time talking while playing this section, so just know that we're blowing up these flashing red light things, these cloning tubes, as soon as it lets me. And as soon as you blow up one of the tubes, you gotta blow up a Hitler on the ground. He gets closer as you shoot him successively. Oh, I did a little out of sequence. I needed to blow up this tower first so that it wouldn't spawn more of these fucking Hitlers. And by the way, this is timed, and the timing is pretty strict. But I think I can salvage this. I don't want those Hitler heads to get too close. On the one hand, I want them to get close so you can see the Hitler head close up. On the other hand, I want to finish this game.
Hey, I understand, like, throwing, like, fully formed Hitler clones at you to try and kill you. What's up just the heads?
Well, you know, the heads disconnect after we've, like, severed them from the torso. Like, you can see, like, the hole in the body as he gets closer. And then it's... Yeah, now you can see.
Oh, Oh, okay. The heads are autonomous.
And capable
I thought it was
of
literally
flights.
I thought it was literally just throwing heads at you.
Not quite. But hey, I mean, if you like that moment in Bionic Commando where you get to blow up Hitler's head, well, guess what?
Yeah.
Vic Takai made the game just for you.
You ever played the Bionic Commando Rearmed?
No.
It was the, you know, modern remake of Bionic Commando.
Yes, yes.
And that game was rated M for mature solely because they went into gratuitous detail with the Hitler headshot at the end.
Good, as they should. Alright, I need to find this last Hitler. By the way, it says 3 minutes, but the timer actually, if you reach 13 seconds, you know, because Golgo 13, it just ends there. So really, you have 2 minutes and 47 seconds, if my math is correct. Alright, let's see. Yep, so now I need to destroy these. If I can do this on the first try, I'll be impressed with myself. I guess coming in with 200 health really makes all the difference. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I think we got this. Alright, now back to Hitler's brain. Shoot this panel. Well, I don't know. I mean, Eve Cherry, or whatever her name was, interchangeable lady number 3 said that we want to find a peaceful solution to this. So yeah, really, do you think we should just pull the trigger? I mean, like, it's a poor defenseless. Yeah, fuck you, Hitler.
Let's solve this in the marketplace of ideas, though. Okay. Yeah, fuck him.
At last, the battle has been finished. All right, anything else? Any follow-up to that?
No, it's been finished. Turn off the console.
I've pressed start, A, B. Cast!
Ah, there's...
Starring Duke Togo as Golgo 13. Cherry Grace as Agent from Fixer. Maria Lovelet as Client from Fixer. Condor as Killed Spy.
Character's name was Killed Spy.
Dirk Bullet as Friend of Condor. Eve Christie as Mysterious Woman. Oz Wyndham as Man from Fixer. Spartacus as Hitman. Tiffany as illicit gunsmith. John Brutos as developer of B-Weapon. We kind of just let that guy like fly into the wind. He's kind of got away with it. Fake Enormous as Little Man. Red River Jr. as the manager of hotels. He went from one country to the other. He was the manager of all the hotels. Ladies White as Woman of Green Mansion, wearing purple.
Franchise.
Try wrapping your head around those colors. Oh, where's Hitler in the credits? Oh, they're not going to name Hitler. They're not going to show us Hitler's mugshot in the credits. Who played him? What character was he playing? Oy vey, hi-yi-yi. Well, hit my fucking screen. And there are actually full credits here, which is an oddity for an NES game. But you can tell the people who worked in this game were pretty chuffed with themselves for the work they'd put in, for the monumental effort that this does amount to.
That was cool.
It is cool. It is very novel. You certainly were not a lot of NES games like this. I think the closest one is like Bionic Commando, in terms of a game that weaves the narrative into the gameplay, that has you like, you know, facing down an enemy force against impossible odds, making you feel like you're the only dude cool enough to pull it off. The globe trotting is cool. It plays like the worst issue of Golgo 13, the manga, but it plays like an issue of the manga nonetheless. You could see this being adapted from cobbled together from various different sources. Fuck you, Tomohiko Kawamura, you maze master, you son of a bitch. Beautiful programmer. Tomiko Narusawa as Megumi Koda. Strange credits at this point. I think there's also going to be a directed by Angela, and that's just the person whose name I mentioned earlier, the Yoshikawa, or what's his name again? Yeah, Shoichi Yoshikawa. I was correct on that. But yeah, no, definitely a game that had a lot of intention behind everything that we saw. You know, like let it be known, like the design of this was completely deliberate. Every flaw in all, warts in all, this game is what they intended it to be, I would assume. They knew how to push your buttons, and they did it with deliberateness. They made those mazes as insufferable as possible to maximize the amount of time you're spent walking around in circles in there. Because in their minds, you know, overcoming these obstacles, overcoming these impossible firefights, banging your head against it, but then coming out on the other side of it, that's the reward, is making the impossible possible. That's what Duke Togo's about, you know? So, yeah, but if you gotta make a player deliberately frustrated, if you gotta piss them off with a maze from hell, to reach that end, to reach that design point, then yeah, you're gonna do what you're gonna do as a developer, as a hard-working, clearly talented developer, to be able to go through all these different genres and at least approximate them, and do some of them better than others. Some of them like are pretty well decent. Dedicated, by the way, to all the children and the lost generation. And there should be one more here, of course, directed by Angela. So hopefully you can see why this game inspires so much passion from certain folk who experienced it back in the day. Because, yeah, to make it through this game, or to even just experience it, probably like a lot of people who played this game didn't finish it, you know, back in the day. I guarantee you most people who bought this game didn't finish it, but for the few who had their Nintendo powers held close, who used it like a Bible to get through all this, who managed to graph out the mazes for themselves and figure out all the tricks to all the gunfights and different enemy encounters, who overcame and learned to bypass the fake underwater base and find the real one, who managed to navigate through Greece in the lost woods in that forest, who managed to overcome all these obstacles on their own or with help, whichever, you still feel rewarded either way. I had you, Charkie, guiding me through that maze, and I still felt like it was an ordeal, and I felt like we came out stronger for it. So
yes.
there is again, the point I'm trying to make here, the takeaway I really want to have here that I want people to come away with is that you can do things deliberately bad or deliberately frustrating, not necessarily bad.
Yeah.
You can design a game to be deliberately annoying at times, and that can be a valid design decision. It can be one that, annoys me. I could look at it and be like, fuck this, I never want to play this section of the game again. If I could just skip this, it would make the game that much better for me. But the game won't let you do that, and that can diminish my enjoyment or diminish my replayability. But, this is a game that was intended to be played through once, that you experience this narrative once. It's not keeping track of score, it's not keeping track of time or life. I guess it is keeping track of life spent on the title screen, but ultimately, you are meant to experience this story. You are meant to embody Duke Togo. The game succeeds in that. It shows you all the different ways. It lets you pull off 2 cool sniper shots. You get to kill Hitler. You go home happy from this one. And you can't go back to the title screen from here. This is just one of those games that hangs on the word end. So I will turn off the console. But before we go, uno momento.
All right. Yep, there it is.
One more time. No. So this is a Japanese version. We won't have to spend too much time here. I'm not playing up to the sex scene. I'm not going to show something that's going to get us banned from Twitch. I just want to get to a pause screen real quick. And I want to get a screen up, and I want to get some notes up real quick. A while ago when I was working on the article, when I was first working on the article, I preemptively commissioned Narf NRA on Twitter to do a translation of the lyrics to the karaoke song for me, because I couldn't translate them myself. And I'm gonna link this Google Sheets that they sent me. I hope to God it's okay that I link this. I hope they don't mind. I'm assuming they wouldn't mind. And I'll also link to Narf NRA on Twitter, so you can follow them if you so choose to. But let me go ahead and get their URL. This is the translator. And I will do a bit of I don't know if I'll sing along necessarily, but did I accidentally loop this dialogue, or did I press A when I should have pressed B? Because this feels longer than it was the first time, than it was in the original version.
How could you have looped the dialogue?
There we go. Now I have a different doc where I just have the lyrics here for my own edification. All right, here we go. Pause the game. The heartless nature of one who hunts beasts. I kill for nobody, not for anyone's sake, do I their lives take. My teeth I bear wide, while my life now shines. This pitch black, crimson red, requiem for the dead. Interlude.
Guitar!
And yet there are those who count upon me. And then there are those my sights can now well see. If I must put my faith in anything, that would be my M16. Another interlude. The heartless rhythm of a sniper's breathing. Silence turns to chaos. Except my final gift, landing between your eyes. Clad in the maelstrom, shine in the night. Now then, to remember thee, this pitch black crimson red requiem for the dead. Singing with me at home. Here's the chorus again. You know the words. And yet, there are those who count upon me. And then there are those my sights can now well see. If I must put my faith in anything, Armalite. Wait, there's another interlude.
What does it mean by tinnitus just started acting up real bad?
Well, don't worry, the song's almost over. The heartless nature of one who mocks God. Justice and pity. Neither of these things is reason enough for me. Carved in the hill, my cross glows with a light.
No.
Satan himself fears. I'm doing my Dave Mustaine now. With this black, crimson, red requiem for the dead. Final interlude. And yet there are those who count upon me. And then there are those my sights can now well see. If I must put my faith in anything, Armalite. And there we go. Now that I've ended on the most embarrassing note possible. Hey, Charkie.
Yes.
It's over!
Yay! Another one in the bag.
Yeah, no kidding. Yeah, I hope we did the game well enough justice. I know there were some parts we struggled through, to be sure, but hopefully our appreciation of this game still comes across. That I have nothing but respect for the team at Victokai, for assembling this game, for committing to it one way or the other, for doing Golgo some amount of justice, for 1988 to be sure. What a game, and again, I understand fully why certain folk flock to it. Well, why some people will still hold this up as a primo example of like the best NES games. That said, Mayfac Conspiracy is a million times better. The squeakle in this game, oh my god, it's so much better. You can crouch while you shoot. It looks a million times better. It's a million times more coherent. The maze sections aren't nearly as brutal. It has the same amount of variety. It has some driving sections in it. Oh my god, it's just so much better in every single fucking way. It's not even close. The narrative's better. The story makes more sense. You know, it's just like... It makes this game look like a piece of shit.
Which means we can't play it on this show.
No, unfortunately not. Maybe a CNC Stream Factory night. Maybe I'll find an excuse anyway. But, yeah, pour one out for Takeo Saito. He left us with a indelible legacy of assassinations and hitmen and M16s. Put the M16 on the map, this man. I think this is a game that, you know, you may just watch us play it in full, but you really should try to play it yourself there at home. Nothing beats the experience of actually playing these games for yourself, of suffering through the sluggish parts, of experiencing the highs and getting to experience them viscerally firsthand, of pulling that trigger, so to speak. Any closing thoughts on this game, Sharky? Any final Golgo thoughts? Any ellipses for the audience at home? Very good. Do you have a real conclusion on it?
I usually never have that much to say at the end of these things, but
much like Golgo.
This game is cool, like I said. But man, this makes me want to watch that 2000s anime series again. Some more than I already have today. So yeah, I think I'm gonna go do that.
No, absolutely. And you'll maybe see some references to the game, things that were pulled from for the purpose of this game, in the process of watching that. But for now, again, I'll take this moment to remind, especially all the new subscribers tonight, that we do have a Discord server. You can join there. You can vote in an ongoing poll right now, determine what the next game we will play through in full will be, starting this coming Thursday. Consider, if you aren't among those subscribers, becoming a subscriber, subscribing, helping us grow, helping us, participate in future polls. consider subscribing on Twitch, pledging on Patreon, or boosting our Discord server. Anything goes to help. Every little bit helps. We appreciate you. We put on these shows for y'all, and we hope you appreciate them in turn. Let's see. Is anyone streaming this late at night? Oh, our good friend Sardus happens to be streaming. Looks to be playing some oddball arcade game. So, and I'm sure they'll appreciate the fact we've been playing Golgo 13 the past 3 hours. So tell them we said hi, please. But for now, all that being said, and with the raid underway, I've been Cast 13.
I'm Charkie to go.
Bye!
Night, everybody.